There's all kinds of traffic in front. The penalty is it's going to be a cross check.
Kevin Scott.
And Kevin Scott goes in at 4:55 of the second period.
Hometown crowd does not like that one bit.
So Scott on a cross check. Youngstown, 1 of 2 on the man advantage last night. And their power play numbers have not been real overwhelming here as they are 5 of 24, 21% in the postseason. Fargo's penalty kill, 13 of 18. Successfully killed off at 72%.
About right on par with the regular season.
Right about that. Fargo's power play now 6 of 22 after going 0 for 1 in the first period and 0 for 3 in the series.
Fargo was lights out on the penalty kill scoring goals there this season. They led the league in shorthanded goals, so just because they're in the penalty box doesn't mean that they can't get on the board here.
And Anthony Mangini was one of the leaders in the league in shorthanded goals as well, and he is out there on the penalty kill for Fargo. Behind the net and comes free over the corner for Youngstown. It's Serbone over there. Check that, it's Rozzi. Comes back to the point, Strothman now for Serbone. Whitelaw, they have 3 guys up high. Shot, save made, a screenshot as they set up LaChance in front on Marinoff. Fargo clears it. Strothman will come back to play it. Out the penalty kill. Scalos and Russell along with Stender and Napier for the Force. 14:37 to go in the second period. 1-0 Youngstown. Game 2 of the Clark Cup final. Whitelaw comes across the line from center. Shot. Wrister high and wide. Comes back in front. Controlled by Fargo and Russell.
Some lively glass behind Marinoff there. That came right back out into the slot.
Whitelaw will try it again. Comes to the right wing. Drops it off Rozzi at the point. Stick handling and gathering it in. Strothman. Serbone. Left circle. Patiently. Sends it back for Strothman. Now for Whitelaw. Whitelaw. Now will retreat. Minute to go on the Scott penalty. Shot. Got tipped. Redirected. And ended up wide. Never got to goaltender Marinoff. Fargo. Napier looks to control. Now Russell in the corner. We'll bring it around far side onto the stick of Stender, and Jacob Stender clears it out and all the way down. They get it clear. Long pass for the goaltender Fowler quickly for the chance. He sends it cross ice. Fired away by Palatichuk. He took a big swing and tried to send it all the way down, and I think it ended up in the bench area. Never got all the way to its intended target. 36 seconds on the Scott penalty. 13:41 to go in the second. Touchdown 1, Fargo nothing.
Good PK here by Fargo, keeping Youngstown to the perimeter. They've had a couple of shots, but everything's been from out wide, or they've missed the net when they have taken their shot opportunities. Not a lot of high danger chances on Marinoff so far, and they've done a good job of clearing the puck out of their zone to get fresh legs on the ice. Good PK here for almost a minute and a half.
Miziak will take the draw for Youngstown as Fargo looking to win that face-off, but controlled by Youngstown with a pass went wide to Patilla. Now Link hustles after it. Fowler comes out of the cage trying to poke it for Centrella, and Centrella controls. He's a guy out there as well for Youngstown. 23 to go on the Kevin Scott penalty. 1-0 Phantoms. Miziak now coming in. Pass in front. Miziak gets it back. Goal line extended. Now for Patilla.
Centrella wide open.
Now back for Patilla. Miziak, one-timer, right circle, shot, maybe looking for a tip, and missed the net. Had Perkins camped in front. They maintain the zone. Patilla, Miziak wants it again. Now a cross-ice pass. Centrella, boards were a little bit hot. Pass coming out of the penalty box in. Kevin Scott fires right side, right circle shot, and missed the net.
Great opportunity with him coming out of the box.
He's the guy. Pass denied. Had a 2-on-1. Tried to center. Denied by Leo Gruba. Back comes Fargo and Cole Knubel. Knubel comes across the line as Harper Bentz with him. Dumped in. Now Link. Link to the corner. Drops it off. Here's Fisher a drive into traffic. Off the body of Harper Bentz. Shot. Sharp angle shot from Gruba, and that went up into the netting and out of play. So the puck out of play. Well, I tell you what, Kevin Scott, just fresh out of the penalty box, had himself a chance.
Great opportunity there, and good heads-up play, too. You know the penalty time is expiring. He jumps out of the box. They feed him right away, gets a good scoring opportunity. Just didn't work on that one. And the best part of the night right now, the beer can races are coming.
Beer can race, pick your winner. We'll let you know who in 1 minute. It's 1-0 Phantoms. Game 2 of the Clark Cup final continues in 60 seconds.
Here is this week's Employment Connection, brought to you by Express Employment Professionals. Call now at 701-297-8800 or stop in their office for your interview. Call 701-297-8800. Job seekers, call Express Employment Professionals now at 701-297-8800 or stop by their office. They have immediate openings for high-paying and awesome jobs. Call 701-297-8800. Camp Grassick is hiring camp counselors, recreation staff, craft instructors, and a lifeguard. Starting salary is $4,300 plus room and board. Applicants should be 16 or older. This is a great experience for people going into education, nursing, and therapies. This summer camp serves people of all ages and abilities. Applicants can apply online at elkscampgrassick.com. Rick Electric, voted best electrical contractor in the Red River Valley in 2022, is hiring journeyman electricians, apprentices, and service tech electricians for existing projects in the FM area. Go to rickelectric.com or info@rickelectric.com. Midland Garage Door is looking for motivated shipping associates and production associates, starting at $22 to $25 per hour. Various shifts are available. Apply today at midlandgaragedoor.com/careers. And there's your employment connection, brought to you by Express Employment Professionals.
Touchdown winning the face-off, and now they get things trying to get set up in the offensive zone. 1-0 advantage. Fargo comes out with Fisher. Poke checked away at center. And Miles Gundy gets the loose puck. Carries it back into the offensive zone. He battles for the puck in the corner. Zam Plant there for Fargo. Now Palanichuk for the force back behind the net. 12:05 second period. Phantoms with a 1-0 lead.
Bud Light won.
Yes, they did. Bud Light was the winner. We had a really smooth race from start to finish last night, which is very rare.
Yeah.
Tonight, not quite that fluidity.
Not at all.
Cross-laying went like bowling pins, like a 6'10" spare at the end there as Mellenbacher up ice for Silkholms, and Silkholms will dump it in. Fowler comes behind the cage to stop that puck and settle it down. Back come the Phantoms at neutral ice. And the pass goes for Machu. Machu will dump it in. Marinoff lets that one sail by. Moves back behind the net. Swoboda trying to get to that puck to the left of Marinoff as it hit the side of the goal. Bouncing puck trying to settle it down are the Phantoms. Funtek there is finally controlled by Brandon Swoboda for the Phantoms. Cross-ice pass. That one connects with Grant Young. Young getting the start tonight. There's a shot kicked aside in for the injured Justin Varner. On that line with Swoboda and Perkins for the Phantoms. 11:02 to go second period. Still 1-0 in favor of Youngstown. Perkins maintains his own. So does Young. Loose puck. Battle for it right at the blue line, but Youngstown maintains the offensive zone. Nice hit. Finishing off his check. Jacob Napier. Swanson. Cross-ice pass as Silkholms is headed to the bench, and now we'll just bat that one along the left wing boards, but controlled by Youngstown as Fargo completes the change.
Could have been a 3-on-2, but as you said, they were in the midst of a line change. Swanson had just come off the bench.
Link backhanded shot, and he scores to tie it up at 1. Just off the bench, Brett Link, a bouncing puck, and he gets his first goal of the Clark Cup playoffs. The pick to click clicks, and we're tied at 1.
Takes the puck in the neutral zone, and he gets between both defenders, and he just walked in between both of them. Bouncing puck, settled it down, and he goes backhand low to the glove side on Fowler. And Link is able to equalize this one. A great opportunity picking up that loose puck at center ice, and he buries it. And he's pretty fired up as he goes to the wall and gets some congratulations from his teammates.
9:27 just off the bench as Link. That was about his only chance, I think, was to go to the backhand. He didn't have enough time to switch to the forehand, and Link ties things up. Fargo gets their first goal on Fowler, and it took, let's see here, 60, 80, close to 90 minutes. 89 and change, and we're tied up at 1. Patella, and right now we'll see if Fargo, that provides a spark. Strothman dumps it in.
We talked about Link being our pick to click, but your horses at this time of year, they've got to come through for you. Knuble did that in the Lincoln series. Now Link connects tonight. Here they come again.
Knuble to the backhand, tries to center right through the edge of the crease, and Swanson couldn't get free, and back comes Youngstown. Serbone comes across the line, tied up with Gruba. Puck taken back by Link. Here's a shot. Glove save, Marinoff, the top of the left circle. Link from Stender on the goal. At 9:27 of the second period, it is Brett Link's first goal of the postseason, his 5th point, And for Jacob Stender, his 4th assist and 4th point. Media timeout will pause. Just under 10 minutes to play here in period number 2. Even up at 1 with the Force and the Phantoms. Game 2 of the USHL Clark Cup Final. We're back in 60 seconds.
Psst, let me let you in on a little secret. Mom doesn't want a card for Mother's Day. Cook her a home-cooked meal with a little help from Barnesville Grocery. Chicken drums and thighs, $1.49 a pound. Fresh strawberries, $1.99. And from Nancy's Deli, homemade Italian pasta, $5.49 a pound. Don't forget to stock up for the fishing opener. Grab some brats, pop, and chips before you head out. There for you on your way home or to the lake. The locally owned Barnesville Grocery, where good taste is always in season.
It's Outback Days going on now at Muscatel's Subaru. While supplies last, Muscatel's has new Outback models available now. No waiting. All with Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive for safety and security 4 seasons of the year. Ask about Muscatel's complimentary accessory credit with new Outback purchase. Muscatel's Subaru, just off Exit 1 in Moorhead or online at muscatelsubaru.com. Subaru, built to last.
NHL playoffs. The Seattle Kraken, a 4-2 lead on the Dallas Stars in the second period, trying to force a 7th game there.
Eli Tolvanen has a goal and an assist in the contest tonight for the Kraken. He played for Sioux City here in the USHL not too long ago.
That's right. Off the face-off, off the draw. It was good to see some guys that played in that regional. Matthew Nyes, for one, who played in the NCAA regional, the West Regional here in late March, and he was playing playoff hockey.
Yeah, and he got his bell rung in game 1 or 2 of this series. I don't think he's been back on the ice since, and then he won't be now because Florida eliminated Toronto last night. But Nyes worked his way into that top line in the playoffs, living in John Tavares' basement when he got to Toronto after leaving Minnesota after the Final Four.
Brock Faber as well, the Golden Gophers. Off the draw, won by Youngstown, as shot wide, fired wide by Nick Williams. Now Whitelaw, goal line extended, tried to center. Mijak got tied up, pass didn't connect. Broken stick in the left circle as the shot was blocked. We have a broken stick on the ice.
So Gert Silkons had his stick, and Werner Miettinen was the one who broke his stick. Silkons gave him his. Normally you give it to a defender, but you don't normally give it to your centerman. But then Silkons, after giving Miettinen his stick, goes out and he throws his body in front of that shot, blocks the puck, it goes up and out of play. So very selfless play there by Gert Silkons.
It'll be Mijak on the draw, as it'll be that line of LaChance, Mijak, and Whitelaw now for the Youngstown Phantoms. 1-1 tie, 9:40 to go in the second period. Off the draw. And controlled by Youngstown again. Back to Nick Williams. Behind the net, Mijak works his way back to the corner, to the left circle. They cycled, shot, sharp angle shot blocked. Williams into the corner. Now Whitelaw again. He's back behind the net. Whitelaw will play at Wisconsin collegiately. Gets it back in the corner. Centers. Mijak fumbles it. Loose into the slot. Got it caught between his skates. Now Centrella. Centrella, right circle, works his way to the corner. Met there by Napier. Trying to go back up the wall, but drops the puck back in the corner. Mijak gets tied up. We approach 9 minutes to play here in the second period. Even at 1. Centrella with a drive shot. That block never got on goal. Fargo able to clear the puck back to neutral ice. Centrella. And carried back in by Whitelaw. Trying to cut him off with Stender at the half wall. Line change coming. Bischoff, first one off the bench for the Phantoms. Throws the body around on Werner Miettinen. Into the corner with it. Loose as Bischoff over in the corner. Tied up with Miettinen once more. Bischoff. Gunty. And back up the wall. Retaken by the Force. Bouncing puck. They'll send the length of the ice. Icing waved off as Silkons battles with Jack Wilson for that puck. As the puck in the Fargo attacking zone. Near corner. Turner tried to throw it in front as he won that puck battle. Threw it into the crease. Still battling for it. Goal line extended. JP lost his stick and gets it back. As Youngstown looks to clear the zone. Wilson bats it to the red line and finally gathered in. Gunty trying to maneuver his way into the slot and will send it back behind the cage. Scott will play it up ice. Fargo, maybe a break opportunity perhaps. Pass behind Mangini. Mangini has to clear the zone and they'll just have to dump it back in. Had a chance for that to maybe slowly develop into a offensive opportunity. Never happened for Fargo. Inside of 8 minutes to play here in the second. 7:45 left. Here's a turnover. Fisher shot. Save made. Save made by Fowler, and a rebound attempt by Benz throwing it on net. Puck is still loose, and Fowler finally able to freeze it and get a stoppage with 7:39 to play. And again, there was Fisher, his first appearance of the playoffs, and again making a play.
He's been very noticeable. He steals the puck just inside the line, gets a good low shot, rebound comes out. Opportunity there for Harper Benson, then Fisher again on the doorstep. Fowler able to make the save, but Fisher has been extremely noticeable tonight. He's had a lot of energy in this game, and he finds his way, and he's been making plays so far tonight. I expect, I think he gets rewarded here before we're all said and done, Brad.
7:39 to play in the second period as we're even at 1. As Fisher will take the draw, but that line with Plant, Fisher, now Russell is out there, but Harper Bentz getting a handful of shifts tonight as well, as he did last night. Smolin suspended. Tanner Wallace a scratch tonight for the Force as Plant trying to throw it on net, never got there. Patillo backhands it along. Phantoms battle for it. Matthew Perkins over there as it's a little closer towards the blue line. Charlie Russell comes away with it, taking off the puck that time as Patillo back behind the cage. 7:12 to go here in period number 2, game 2 of the Clark Cup final. Youngstown with a 4-1 win last night. Pass, Perkins trying to get to it, and icing waved off. We avoid the icing call. Now Strothman to the corner. Strothman over 30 assists this year for Youngstown. Gruba ties up Perkins. Puck comes free. Fargo controls as Fisher puts on the brakes, reverses field, finds Palatichuk. Joe Palatichuk. Young forcing him to change direction. Now Fisher dumps it in. Fargo will get to a change as Patilla will play it back behind the cage. Isagai now back for Patilla. Swanson comes up high. Puck rolling through center. Stender back at the Youngstown offensive zone. Forced to the corner by Rozzi.
Youngstown has been prone to turning the puck over. An opportunity there almost for Knubel at the line. Youngstown's been coughing up the puck in their own zone. Fargo's got to take advantage of those if they're going to get those opportunities.
Haven't been as crisp in that regard as last night as they were against Fargo. 6:08 to go here in the second. Through center, taking off the puck that time was Youngstown and Serbone. They gained the line again. Rozzi into the slot. Shot block. Looked like Stender got a piece of it. Ends up in the corner into the netting. And the puck out of play with 5:59 to go in the second period. Shots on goal 20-11 in favor of Fargo. 8-5 in the second period. And the Force and the Phantoms in game 2 of the Clark Cup final are even at 1.
Not a great game so far. I mean, each team is it's like a boxing match. Jab here, jab there. Each team's getting an opportunity in the offensive zone. Neither team has really dominated for great periods of time, but they've had offensive zone pressure at times on both ends. And ever since Fargo got that goal, this building got a little bit livelier, and Fargo's had a little bit of momentum since tying this one up here midway through the second period.
Mishiak will take the draw against Werner Miettinen for Fargo as Youngstown wins the faceoff.
It's one thing Youngstown's done a very good job of here in the second period. They've won a lot of offensive zone faceoffs.
Mishiak veers off to the far corner, trying to drop it off, and does. Now back behind the net. Nice job by Bolzer to cut off Nick Williams. He was thinking wraparound. Puck hops over a Youngstown stick, carried out by Mellenbacher. Has Silcones with him. Mellenbacher to the left circle. Now pass for Miettinen. Miettinen shot blocked. Sprawling block that time by Andrew Centrella. He is down, slow to come up now for the Phantoms.
Great play by Centrella to break up that 2-on-1. And actually the drop pass to Miettinen creates a great scoring opportunity. He went down and blocked that shot.
Missing the net on the shot. Whitelaw got the feed from Mishiak at neutral ice as Youngstown gets to a line change. 5:12 to go in the second. Tied at 1. Palatichuk for Fargo. Running a little interference is Catalano for the Youngstown Phantoms. So Palatichuk waits, finds Gruba. Stretch past Silcon, sends it along. Swanson coming up off the bench. Fargo will start up in a line change. Get that line of Knubel, Link, and Swanson out there. Knubel goes down, but forcing a turnover there. Knubel, pass. Link couldn't handle it. And I crawled up his leg, it looked like, and only controlled by Youngstown.
I think Knubel is playing possum there. He blew a tire, went down, and then he steals the puck and creates a 3-on-1 in the offensive zone. They just couldn't cash it in.
Here's Knubel, top of the left circle, dropping it off. One-timer Stender blocked by the Phantoms. Gunty tries to carry it out, and finally batted off the sidewall by Bischoff. Fired back in by Napier. And got a whistle, I think, but be offsides, and it will be. 4:24 to go in the second in a 1-all tie.
Link caught that pass right on the blue line at the line, and it hit him in the body, and his line mates were already in the zone. As we get the replay here on Flow Hockey, Knuble laying on the ice on his hands and knees, steals the puck and creates a 3-on-1 chance, but the pass was a little bit behind Link and bouncing a little bit. He just couldn't get a fresh stick on it.
4:24 to go in the second period. Youngstown took the lead, 2:49 of the second, on a goal. Second in as many nights for Miles Gunty, but Brett Link, the backhander, his first of the Clark Cup playoffs, tying it up nearly 7 minutes later. 6 and change. We're down to 4:14 and counting in the second period. As Mangini, who takes a hit, Swoboda sends him down and with authority. Mangini pops back up, gains the puck. Here comes Anthony Mangini. They'll send that one to the zone. They'll dump and chase. Harper Bentz trying to get there first for Fargo. Now Turner back up the walls. He's tied up with Swoboda. We'll drop it off at the corner as Bentz battles for the puck. So does Mangini. We'll send it rink wide. Rolling puck as Shasby trying to get there. Line change coming for Fargo. Here's J.P. Turner. Now Plant hops off the bench. Turner comes across the line. Pass as getting tied up. Plant tried to center. As Bentz couldn't control. Just couldn't settle down a bouncing puck as he got into the slot. But not a bad idea. Here's Palatichuk. 3.5 to go here in the second. Still in a 1-1 tie. Here's Fisher. Fisher comes across the line. Fisher comes wide on Strothman. Loose, controlled by Charlie Russell. Russell back to the point. And failing on his attempt, Palatichuk loose puck as Marinoff will come out of the cage. And we'll send that along to neutral ice. Into the body of Fisher. Fisher battles for it. Puck gets chopped around and controlled. Wilson for Strothman. Strothman off the boards near side. And sent along by the Phantoms back to the blue line. Now Serbone for Strothman. They'll try and dump it in again. Isagai. Serbone. Stick handle shot. Ooh, just wide. Tried to go to the glove side on Marinoff that time and just missed the net trying to go low. Serbone brings it around to the near side. Isagai to play it. Now Rossi back behind the net. Battles for the puck. Puck battle with Brazen Bozer. Batted aside by Fisher. Loose to the goaltender's right. Controlled back by Youngstown. Drop pass intercepted. That time by Charlie Russell for Bozer.
This line's been on the ice for a long time right now for Fargo. They need a change. They're going to get it now.
Puck sent in by the force. Out come the line of Mellenbacher, Miettinen, and Gert Silkolns. As Russell finally heading to the bench, and out will come Silkolns to complete the line change. Dumped in by Youngstown. Fired in by LaChance. Napier back to play it. 2:08 to go in the second. We are tied at 1. Pass connects with Miettinen at center. Miettinen trying to handle it. Got a caught between his skates. Loose shot fired wide from Mellenbacher. Comes back near side. Mellenbacher. He's tied up. Now Miettinen. Puck battle the corner with Miziak. Couple of skaters each way. Comes free. At least it did for an instant. Now Miziak back up the wall and taken by Whitelaw. William Whitelaw works his way into the high slot. Taken off the puck. Gathered in LaChance. Stick handles. Quick shot fired wide. Carried out by the force in Mellenbacher. Mellenbacher across the line as Silkolns with him. Mellenbacher looks. Feed for Knuble just off the bench. Off the stick of LaChance to break up that pass near side. And I believe the puck went up and out of play, and it did. With 1:24 to go in period number 2. And a 1-1 tie.
A little more end-to-end action here in the last couple of minutes, Brad. That's the track meet that I was looking for in the pregame. We're finally getting in here late in the second period. A couple of good scoring opportunities. A great scoring opportunity for Youngstown on that last rush, and it was just low on just outside the opposite post on that good opportunity when Whitelaw brought it into the offensive zone. But Fargo getting some chances here lately as well, and I'm looking forward to this third period. This is going to be good.
If there's the one guy that has speed in that Youngstown roster, it is William Whitelaw.
Yeah, he's very noticeable out there for the Phantoms.
Catalano takes the draw against Cole Knuble, and Youngstown wins that face-off. The Fargo offensive zone, cleared but not out. Kept in by Palatichuk near the Fargo bench. On the near side. Chipped free by Knuble. Link comes wide in on the goaltender. Shot save made. Traffic in front and cleared out by the Phantoms. We do have a penalty coming, it appears. Nice check as Palatichuk as well. A penalty coming.
We might get 2 of them.
Well, we'll see. There was one, and there was the hit on the other end as well. I think Link's going to go in. Meantime, Catalano ready to go after Leo Gruba. They will be separated. Benjamin Godlick, one of the linesmen, will get in between those two. Brett Link will go in for Fargo. As there's somebody going in for Youngstown, it's going to be Link for sure. Joe Palatichuk with Smolin, the captain, suspended. It's like Palatichuk taking that role as Link going in. And there was he came in hard on Fowler. I don't know if that's what led to the penalty or not.
Well, okay. So I don't understand this because when Fargo touched the puck, that's when the whistle blew. It looked like the penalty was called against Youngstown as Knuble came in trying to chase the loose puck after Link went hard to the net.
The charging call is the penalty on Link at 18:56.
And so then they wait till the puck goes all the way out to center ice. Fargo touches the puck, or Youngstown touches the. I don't understand what they're doing. Knuble, Link took a stick on the hands when he tried to cut towards the net, put a shot on net. Knuble's following it up. He was knocked down. He hadn't had the puck yet, and LaChance took him out of the play. I don't know.
My first thought was I thought there was going to be one each way because there was a hit after all that as well that I thought might lead to being maybe one each side.
Yeah, when the whistle blew, I thought because of the hit at center ice that we were going to get coincidentals out of that. But no, Link is the only one in the box, and so Youngstown has a power play here in the last 64 seconds of the period.
They are 0 for 2 on the man advantage tonight. As off the draw, Patilla.
I think it's the Anthony Mangini show here in the final minute.
Back behind the net. They'll ring it around for Miziak. Miziak controls. Back for Patilla. Now check that. Centrella. Patilla. One-timer drive. Save made by Marinoff. Might have got tipped on its way there as well by Perkins. Fargo sends it the length of the ice. They do not score. They'll have just under a minute of power play time. Will the Phantoms in the third period. 1-1 tie here in Game 2 of the USHL Clark Cup Finals. Through center, Centrella gains line. Had it taken away by Charlie Russell. Loose. Russell hustling after the puck. Charlie trying to get there, trying to get free, and gains possession far side. Russell takes a hit from Centrella. Back to play at Miziak. Miziak chased by Charlie Russell. 10-second second period. Miziak at center. Comes across the line. Stick handles around Scott. Veers off to the corner. 3 seconds left. Patilla at 2. At 1. One-timer. Shot blocked as Strothman blocking Kevin Scott. And that last second shot attempt for the second period. 56 seconds left on the Brett Link penalty. And both teams will come out for the third period of play as we are even at 1 through 40.
Great job by Kevin Scott there in the waning seconds of that period. He got his body in front of that puck. And actually when they came into the zone 2-on-2, he forced the guy all the way to the wall. So he never got a good scoring opportunity. Puck goes around behind the net, comes back out front. Scott gets his body in front of that puck again and creates a nice defensive play on a fairly good scoring opportunity there for the Phantoms.
Each team gets a goal as Miles Gunty started the scoring for Youngstown. A little under 3 minutes into the period, but Brett Link responding with his first goal of the Clark Cup playoffs, and we are even at 1. Shots on goal 9-7 in the period in favor of the Fargo Force. There'll be 56 seconds left of power play time for Youngstown when we come back for period number 3. 2 periods of play. Game 2 of the USHL Clark Cup Final. Game number 2. The Phantoms with a 1-game-to-none lead in the championship series. We're even at 1 in Game 2. We'll come back with the intermission report. We'll do so in 2 minutes.
Bobcat is having an interview job fair in Wapaton Wednesday, May 17th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Bobcat is currently hiring second shift assemblers and weekend night CNC machinists for their Wapaton facility. Bobcat offers on-the-job training for CNC machinists, so no experience is necessary, with a $2,000 sign-on bonus and $5,000 relocation bonus for those who qualify. Bobcat's interview job fair is May 17th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. in Wapaton. Apply at bobcat.com/now-hiring. Bobcat, an equal opportunity employer.
At Wimmer's Diamonds, we make every possible effort to find you something special. As the best jeweler in the Red River Valley, our diamond experts can help you find exactly what you're looking for. Natural or lab-grown diamonds. You choose the size, the shape, the cut, and you choose the engagement ring style. Classic or trendy, ornate or simple. At Wimmer's, we would love to help you leave no stone unturned when finding the perfect engagement ring. Visit Wimmer's Diamonds at 4582 32nd Avenue South in Fargo.
Hey everybody, this is Ward Cater with Vision Ford in Wahpeton, North Dakota. We have great news. Our new vehicle inventory is coming in on a regular basis, and we appreciate your patience, but let's get you into a new Ford today. We have access to thousands of vehicles, and I know we can find the perfect Ford for you. Don't wait. Let us make this fun and easy for you today. Don't worry about what we have. We will get you what you want. Go to driveavision.com. We want you to live your best life with Vision Ford in Wahpeton, North Dakota. My name is Ward Cater.
The Shack on Broadway is now hiring hosts. We are looking for friendly faces and upbeat personalities. Work in a fast-paced environment with competitive pay. Family is important to us at the Shack on Broadway, and that's why this position is no late nights, so you can get home and spend time with those you love. Come work for me in a fun family atmosphere. Apply in person at the Shack on Broadway, 3215 North Broadway, or online at shackonbroadway.com. The Shack on Broadway, down-home cooking just like you remember.
Youngstown 1, Fargo 1 here in second intermission. Another nice crowd here at Shields Arena. And tell you what, the support all season long from Force fans has been outstanding. They've got a very good, strong, loyal fan base, but we've seen in the success started early on this season. You kind of got the feeling this had a chance to be a special group, and I think the word has come out, and we've seen, especially on weekends where they've had youth tournaments here. We always, February into March, we see a lot of youth sweaters here, and those fans coming in, enjoying the game, and it's just kind of snowballed all season long.
It really has. Number 2 in the league in average attendance behind only Sioux Falls, and really Sioux Falls in the Denny Sanford Premier Center. They get 2 or 3 games a year where they fill that place up, so the average attendance kind of gets inflated a little bit. Fargo's been very consistent all year long, and you're right. As success breeds that too, doesn't it? Right? I mean, Fargo had the best record in the USHL almost all season long, and it brought people out. And the beauty is, like you said, you have the Squirt International tournaments. You got teams from all over the country coming in here, and we fill the buildings on those weekends. It's easy then, but you talk about the fact that we're almost to middle of May, and you don't know when we didn't know that there was going to be hockey here at Shields Arena tonight until Tuesday. And there's 3,000 plus in the building again tonight supporting this team. It's a testament to the organization. It's a testament to the people here in the Red River Valley. And these young men, they deserve the support. They've been fantastic all year long. They're a fun hockey team to watch.
Each team getting a goal in the second period as we get into our intermission rundown, as it was Miles Gunty. Gunty, who played in 11 games from Bethesda, Maryland, will play collegiately at Brown University. 11 games, 1 goal, 2 assists, getting his second in as many nights as Gunty. Assisted by first assist to Tyler Catalano, second assist to Tomish Machu. 2:49 of the second period gave Youngstown the lead at 1-0. And that was one thing, really, other than game 2, the game they lost, didn't have to play from behind a whole lot. Some in game 4 when they rallied late, but pretty much led wire to wire in game 1. Likewise in game 3 as well in that series against the Chicago Steel. Fargo even things up, got the equalizer, 9:27 of the second period. Brett Link, his first of the postseason, on a backhanded shot beating Fowler. Link from Jacob Stender. So the first goal for Link, his 5th point, and Jacob Stender, his 4th assist and 4th point, and that even things up at 1 apiece.
I think all the credit to that goes to you, because you said before the game even started that Brett Link was going to be a guy that you expected to do good things tonight, and he made a great play on that. We talked about Fowler all night long, how comfortable and how confident he is between the pipes here for Youngstown. And we talked about it at the time. Link had to go to the backhand on that one, and he found a way to get it past the tough netminder for the Phantoms. And it totally changed the mood in this building, and Fargo had a little bit of momentum after that. And hopefully they can kill this penalty off and carry it into the third.
Shots on goal, 9-7 in favor of Fargo in the second period. Forced, 2-period total of 21, so 20 saves. 20 saves for Jacob Fowler for Youngstown. 7 shots on goal for Youngstown, 12 for Matej Marinoff, and overall has been pretty steady tonight here for the Fargo Force, as making his first appearance, his first start since Game 2 of the Lincoln Series in the Western Conference Final, as he picked up a pair of wins in the Tri-City Series. Got a shutout victory over Lincoln on that 1-0 last-minute thriller in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, and not seen a lot of action since Game 2. as Anton Castro started Game 3 against Lincoln. Marinoff gave up 4 goals in the first 20 minutes and was pulled in Game 4 versus Lincoln, and Castro finished that one. And Anton Castro also going the distance last night in Game 1. Penalties, Kevin Scott for cross-checking at 4:55 of the second period. Fargo killed off that penalty. And then Brett Link for charging at 18:56. So 56 seconds remaining on the power play for Youngstown when we come back for the third period of play. So 2 in the books here at Shields Arena. Youngstown after a 4-1 win last night. We'll see, will one more goal do the trick? We will see as Fargo evening things up and trying to even up the series. 1-1 your score. We'll come back with more of our intermission report. We'll do it after this 2-minute break.
It's Outback Days going on now at Muscatel's Subaru. While supplies last, Muscatel's has new Outback models available now. No waiting. All with Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive for safety and security 4 seasons of the year. Ask about Muscatel's complimentary accessory credit with new Outback purchase. Muscatel's Subaru, just off Exit 1 in Moorhead or online at muscatelsubaru.com. Subaru, built to last.
I want to talk to someone about a business loan. Can you help?
How much is my monthly payment?
How quickly can we
close?
What am I
eligible
Is there
anything
for?
I can What is my interest qualifier?
We know you have a lot of questions. Our team of business bankers at First Western Bank and Trust will coach you through your financial decisions. You'll get honest answers from experienced lenders who have your best interest in mind. Meet with John, Jerry, Emily, or myself, Jace, all right here in the Fargo-Moorhead area. First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Summer is right around the corner, and hopefully you're getting out your vehicles and prepping them for all the fun cruises and road trips. At Brady's Service, we love a good running car and can help our customers with anything their brand of vehicle needs. From our summarized oil change special all the way up to adding customized exhaust and everything in between. There is almost nothing we can't do. We have been doing this since 1993 for all of our regular customers and would love to help you too. Brady's Service is your one-stop shop. I-94 and 8th Street South in Moorhead, or call 233-5740. That's 233-5740.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. That's what Bud Light and its simple 4 iconic ingredient recipe has always stood for. With every moment and every beer, they strive to make life just a little bit easier to enjoy. And speaking of enjoying things, how could you not enjoy this year's Fargo 4th season? Congratulations, guys, on an amazing season. Make sure you score a goal. And pick up a Bud Light the next time you're at the arena or at your favorite liquor store. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please drink responsibly.
Jack FM is KRWK Fargo Moorhead, home of the Vikings.
With Pat London, I'm Brad Anderson. Derek Hansen back in our studios in Fargo. Fargo 1, Youngstown 1 through 2 periods of play. Game 2 of the Clark Cup final. Youngstown was the number 2 seed out of the West, or the East, excuse me. Chicago was the number 1 seed. Kind of came down to them and Team USA battling that final weekend for 2 and 3, and it was very much the same in the West as well, with Waterloo and Lincoln battling, and that was the one thing as well. You go back to 2018, Pat, and I still will go back to this. Fargo had to win 11 playoff games that year because they were the number 3 seed and swept Tri-City, but then, they had to win 4 rounds, and just getting that first week off is huge. I think that was, I don't know if that was talked about enough, but Lincoln had that stretch. They ended up playing, I think, 8-9 games in about 15 days. These are young bodies that are in pretty good shape, but still, you add travel time and things like that, that's asking a lot.
Well, and on top of it, too, Fargo was scuffling at the end of the regular season. They weren't playing their best hockey towards the end of the regular season, and I think that rest and that reset that they got kind of refocused them and re-energized them for the run that they've been on, because they've been playing some of their best hockey of the year now since the regular season ended. If they would have had to play a first-round series, I'm not so sure that they'd be in the position that they are right now. I think that break, that reset and recharge is all the difference for them this season and where they're at right now.
And really with Youngstown as well, where the Force did not have to go on the road until the Western Conference Finals. Same thing applying for Youngstown as well. They took care of Cedar Rapids, the number 6 seed, who upset the U17s in the opening round out east. And that was interesting. In the East, you had both the 5 beating the 4. That was pretty balanced with Dubuque and Green Bay, but with Cedar Rapids winning that series over the U17, so they came in hot, and Youngstown slowed them down. But that double overtime win they got in that first game of that series kind of opened things up. They completed things up with the sweep there, and really what they did in Chicago, really shutting down that high-scoring offense with Jaden Perron, and I know Celebrini was out a good chunk of that series, but that just shows you if they can play their style of hockey, which it's been on display here for really a good chunk of so far of this series against Fargo. You could just see where they can just kind of bog down an offense, a good offensive team and a high-scoring team and a team with some savvy and some speed. The way they are designed, you can tell that they play their style of game, and they are trained very well.
Well, and their style so far tonight has been to keep Fargo to the perimeter. Fargo's only had a couple of opportunities on the doorstep. They have a tendency to turn the puck over a little bit, and we've seen that tonight where they cough it up in their own zone, and Fargo has created some scoring opportunities out of that. The Brett Link goal is a perfect example of that. They coughed it up, and he picked it up just outside the blue line and brought it in. The Force have had a couple of opportunities with some stretch passes to try and send guys in on a breakaway, but Youngstown has kept everything to the perimeter, and again, it's nauseating, but we've talked about Jacob Fowler. If he's going to be able to, if all of your scoring chances are coming from the wall or from the point, and he's going to see it, he's going to stop it. The link goal was something that we talked about in the last intermission, that they needed to get to the hard work areas, and he picked up a loose puck and he forced his way to the net, made a nice backhand shot, and put him on the board and tied this one up.
And with that, that'll put the wraps on the intermission report. We'll come back with you folks on Flow Hockey. We will go through the second period highlights and get you ready for the third period of play. Youngstown trying to come out of Fargo with 2 wins and be on the doorstep of their first ever Clark Cup championship. The Force trying to even it up and go 1-1 heading to Ohio next weekend. Youngstown and Fargo in Game 2 of this Clark Cup final tied at 1 apiece. Game 2, with Youngstown winning Game 1 last night 4-1. We'll come back with the third period of play. We'll do it after this 2-minute break.
Skincare lovers, listen up. You can depend on Merle Norman at West Acres to satisfy all of your beauty needs. Locally owned and ready to help you with expert guidance and award-winning products. Clinically proven gift sets now available at Merle Norman West Acres. Makeovers, skin assessments, and foundation matches happening now at Merle Norman Cosmetics, the go-to brand for millions.
Bobcat success is powered by their people, and you can be one of those people. Bobcat is looking to hire second shift assemblers and weekend nights CNC machinists for their Wapaton facility. On-the-job training for CNC machinists is offered, so no experience is necessary. There's a $2,000 sign-on bonus and a $5,000 relocation bonus for those who qualify. They're having an interview job fair Wednesday, May 17th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. in Wapaton. Apply at bobcat.com/nowhire. Bobcat, an equal opportunity employer.
Head into your next painting project full of confidence with a little help from Fargo Glass and Paint. Conveniently located in the shops at Osgood at 4323 45th Street South. Stop by and ask their experts about Benjamin Moore's Scuff X interior paint. Scuff X provides an effortless painting experience with durable and flawless results. See for yourself in the hallways and locker rooms of the Shields Arena. No task too big when you work with the professionals at Fargo Glass and Paint, your local paint experts.
At Wimmer's Diamonds, we make every possible effort to find you something special. As the best jeweler in the Red River Valley, our diamond experts can help you find exactly what you're looking for. Natural or lab-grown diamonds. You choose the size, the shape, the cut, and you choose the engagement ring style. Classic or trendy, ornate or simple. At Wimmer's, we would love to help you leave no stone unturned when finding the perfect engagement ring. Visit Wimmer's Diamonds at 4582 32nd Avenue South in Fargo.
Fargo comes out for the third period of play as we get ready for third period, Game 2. And, well, Pat, you talked about it. Might be the most important 20 minutes in the season here for the Force as we get into the second period highlights. Silcon's trailing the play, got that feed, was denied by Fowler. Meantime, Strothman stopping and trying to go to the backhand and was denied by Matej Marinoff. That came early in the second period. Meantime, another opportunity there after a mishandled puck. Nice move there by Jake Rossi, denied by Matej Marinoff. Got on the board, top of the left circle. There was the wrister from Miles Gunty, which got the scoring started. That made it 1-0. Fargo coming back. Nice move by Owen Mellenbacher, crashing the net, but couldn't get a shot off. And it poked away. So he moved in on the goaltender Fowler. There was a shot. That was Kevin Scott, just fresh out of the penalty box, and he was denied there. Brett Link got a loose puck, gathered it in to the backhand, chopped that one home, beating Jacob Fowler for the first time in this championship series. That tied it up at 1. Here was Fisher off a turnover, and he was denied by goaltender Jacob Fowler, who left a rebound out there. Fisher again, as Harper Bentz got a loose puck and able to just throw a puck on net. Guys like Fisher and Bentz have given them some very good minutes tonight.
Very noticeable. You know what else is really weird? I've never seen a goaltender that doesn't chew up the ice in his blue paint. Jacob Fowler does not, like Matej Marinoff down there. They scratch up the ice a little bit so it's not so slippery, so when they slide from right to left, they can slow themselves. Fowler doesn't chew up the ice in his crease whatsoever.
It's not yet, anyways. We get the third period started. Serbone, Whitelaw back behind the net, so they've got Serbone on that line now to start the period instead of Mijak. I don't know if something happened to Mijak or not. Rossi, but they are in the power play as well. Strothman, a drive, screen shot into the body of LaChance. They try to center, shot, and
Stender might have made the save.
I think so, because Marinoff was looking. He didn't see it. 27 seconds to go on the power play. On the power play unit out there, the puck ended up out of play. Stender might have got more of it than Matej Marinoff did.
I don't see Mijak on the bench for Youngstown right now either.
Yeah, it is a power play unit out there, so now I'll get the overhead angle on that. Went off the body of LaChance. And it looked like, I think Stender got the first stick on it, then the shot went up and over Marinoff and out of play. So Serbone, as we're down to 27 seconds to go on the man advantage. Whitelaw back for Strothman at the point. Strothman gets it back, shot blocked. Like Bietnik got a piece of it. Whitelaw plays it off the boards now for Strothman. Strothman returns it back down the wall for Whitelaw. Whitelaw back for Strothman, 8 seconds to go. On the power play, trying to go tic-tac-toe. Whitelaw shot, save made, loose in the crease. Stender trying to clear it out. And Napier clears it out and all the way down.
Great job by Napier to knock his man down. He was standing all by his lonesome in the slot, had all kinds of room to shoot the puck, and Napier knocked him off his skates. He never got a stick on the puck.
Centrella for Whitelaw. Whitelaw gathers it in. They'll shoot it in. And I think they want to get into a line change, and they do. So reset from the power play unit and kind of go to the regular lines out there. Pass off the back of his skate and force control now with Gruba for Joe Palatachuk. 18:36 to go in the third. Fargo and Youngstown tied at 1 in game number 2. Back behind the net it goes for Knubel. Knubel gets tied up. Puck comes free.
Knubel's been a little quiet tonight. I expect him to have a big third period here too.
Gunty dumps it in as Marinoff comes out behind the cage. Gunty trying to get to the loose puck, and he does. Marinoff out of position. Puck is free and finally cleared out by Link.
That was scary.
Yeah, see, there was a moment of panic there, I think, by the Shields Arena crowd, and I think from Matej Marinoff. He says, this puck's here somewhere. Can't find it.
And the analyst, too.
Perkins sends that one along. Swoboda over in the corner, tied up with Scott. Now Fisher will join in. Fisher, he's got Russell in front. Unable to gather it in. Now it finds Russell. Russell will send that one along. Dump and chase. Sam Plant trying to get there as icing was waved off. Plant centering for Russell. Shot blocked. Good idea, but Youngstown got a defenseman in front of Fowler as well to deny that scoring opportunity as Bozer sends it along and is trying to handle it. Stender. Plant as down to his knees. Fisher, but couldn't handle the puck in the process. Controlled by Youngstown. Strothman. And Strothman back for Chase Patilla. Strothman again sends it along. Perkins comes across the line, down the left wing boards. He's tied up at the half wall. Sam Plant will join in. Sends it back behind the cage for Stender. Pass was kept into the blue line. Shot from the point from Machu. Save made. A long shot by Matej Marinoff.
I think that handcuffed Marinoff a little bit, too. He had the left glove out there, and he actually made a leg save.
Another chance again. Wilson. They tried to center. Went up and over the goal. Serbone handles it. One-timer. Save made by Marinoff. Rebound was loose. And finally controlled by Youngstown once again. Comes back out of the point for Wilson. Now Serbone. Serbone tried to center. Now controlled there by Kenta Isagai. Isagai back behind the net. Serbone over in the corner. Battles for the puck. Comes free through the circle. There's a shot save made. Marinoff. Puck loose. Fluttering puck in front. Batted free. Another chance winding up the defenseman. Had his shot blocked. That was Machu. Finally controlled by Fargo and Charlie Russell. Russell trying to clear it and does. They'll get a change. Those legs are getting heavy on the Fargo side. Icing will be the call.
They won't get a change.
No, they will not. 16-13 to go in the third. They were desperately trying to get a change, and at least not yet.
They were hemmed in their own zone there for almost 2 minutes, and they iced the puck down there, and they're going to have to keep those 5 skaters out on the ice. Guys like Jake Fisher and Zan Plant have been out there for a long time, and they're sucking wind right now as you see them. You come back out from the bench because the officials said, no, you got to stay out here. And they need a little bit of a break, but because of the confusion of who was and who wasn't on the ice, they have gotten, and Nick Oliver smartly takes his timeout.
So he'll take his timeout right now as, meantime, Charlie Russell will be separated from one of the Phantoms and William Whitelaw. So we'll keep it here as Nick Oliver takes his timeout, and sure he probably didn't want to take it at this point of the game. You're maybe saving it maybe towards the end of regulation perhaps, but I think he realizing the same thing that we are. That was a long stretch, a long shift, and they weren't able to get the line change and get the change successfully completed in time.
Yeah, Youngstown with the offensive zone pressure there for quite a while, and Fargo hemmed into their own zone. A couple of giveaways, a couple of great scoring opportunities for the Phantoms in that sequence as well, and I think a wise move there by Coach Oliver to take that time out because his guys were gassed, and he's got to keep them on the ice, but he needed to give them a little bit of a break because they'd been out there for an extended period.
16-13 to go here in the third period.
Miziak is back on the ice, so he came out of the dressing room. He's back into play here for Youngstown.
I kind of wondered. I think they had their power play unit out there to start, but kind of wondered where he was at start. But he is back out there. So imagine the top line remains intact here for Youngstown. Shots on goal 21-17. However, fast start for Youngstown. 4 shots on goal on Marinoff. Fargo yet to get a shot on goal on Fowler. So right now, early on, Youngstown's got to their game here in the third period, and we'll see if that continues. Mijak on the draw. Faceoffs were 10-8 in favor of Youngstown in the second period.
Felt like it was a lot more lopsided in Youngstown's favor to me.
Won a lot of offensive zone faceoffs, it felt like, as Miettinen comes across the line, drops it off Mellenbacher, returns it for Miettinen. He's checked to the corner by Patilla. Taken off the play. Strothman throws the body around on Gert Silkons. As LaChance tips it high off the boards. Gruba at center. Fired back in. No, offside is, looks like Silkons got a skate in before the puck arrived. 15:46 to go in the third period. Game 2 of the Clark Cup final here from Shields Arena. Fargo and Youngstown still even at 1 apiece.
Well, Fargo needs to find their legs here. They've been on their heels a little bit here in the early stages of this third period, and Youngstown carrying the play in the offensive zone, starting, of course, the period with a power play, but they extended that and kept it going for the next 2 or 3 minutes after that. And Fargo needs to regroup here a little bit and see a little more offense.
Seeing the replay there, Strothman after the whistle, a little, not much of a body blow, but a little bit of a shove there on Gert Silkholms.
He'll fit right in at UND.
No comment. 15:46 to go in the third. Miettinen on the draw. I see what you did there. Gopher fan.
Yep.
Gruba back behind the net. Gruba plays it high off the glass. That will go the length of the ice. Silkholms hustling after it and gets to it first. Nice job, Gert Silkholms. Now Miettinen makes a check from Mijak. Youngstown looks to break out with it. Pass broken up by Mellenbacher. A chance taken off the play by Silkholms, and Fargo no control. Puck through center, taken back by the Phantoms. Here's LaChance. Comes across the line, waiting for some help. Drops it off. Mijak. Mijak a drive high and wide. Missed the net again. Comes back out Centrella. Puck ends up back behind Marinoff in the cage as Fargo looks to break out with it. Pass connects with Silkholms. Silkholms will send that one along. Loose at neutral ice. Centrella can't get to it. Now Whitelaw puts the brakes on. Sends it away from traffic as Stender back to play it. And they'll change up and finish up on that line change. Will the Phantoms. Here's Stender. Stretch pass, getting a stick out at Bentz. And that one goes high up over the glass. Not a play. And we'll hold things with 14:43 to go in the third. 1-1 tie here in game 3.
Not a lot of flow here in the third period.
No, a little choppy, hasn't it?
Jerky, hasn't it?
Yeah, a little bit of choppiness. So Fargo's having a hard time just kind of getting the offensive zone established. It's been a lot of clearing the puck and trying to dump it in and try to get things started from there. Instead, to quote Nick Oliver, Youngstown's got to their game again here in the third period after really Fargo, I think, got to theirs in the first and in portions of the second. Napier rings it around. Mangini trying to get to it. As Bentz trying to send it along into the offensive zone. Funtak back to play it now for Youngstown. Tied up as Mangini. Mangini in the corner. Bouncing puck, settled down, and Pittner will play it. Up ice for Gunty. Gunty gets it to center. And gathered in, Catalano. Catalano drop pass, back for Gunty, intercepted by Mangini. See if they can catch him back in a line change and in transition. Here's Mangini. Mangini in deep. Works his way back to the right circle. We'll leave it for Bentz. Fargo will start up in a line change. Out comes Swanson. So does Leo Gruba. Puck battle in the corner. Bentz trying to send it back up the wall. He's tied up, trying to throw it on net, and did. Spat it away. The goalie stick that time by Fowler, who hasn't been challenged much here in this third period. Loose puck. Fargo trying to get the forecheck started. Chopped high into the air. Loose. After it was Swoboda. Now carried in by Wilson. All kinds of confusion near the blue line as Youngstown has to clear the zone. They'll fire it back in. Marinoff will leave it for Gruba. 13:26 to go third period. Here in a 1-1 tie. Game 2 of the USHL Clark Cup playoffs. Youngstown 4-goal third, winning last night 4-1. At center, pass for Knubel, hits him in stride. Knubel works his way in. Shot, save made, rebound loose. Link couldn't handle it. He comes back out to the point. One-timer Kevin Scott, high and wide, high off the glass.
Fowler never saw that one.
Bozer comes into the corner, goal line extended, try to drop it in front. Traffic in front, Link trying to hammer at it. And Fowler comes away with the loose puck and will freeze it with 12:59 to go in the third period. So take a look at that again. Here's the overhead view on that one as that was, I believe, Bozer coming in on that one, and it was loose. Machu was there. Link trying to jam at it, but Fowler able to freeze it. And with that, we will pause. 12:59 to go third period. Fargo 1, Youngstown 1. Game 2 of the USHL Clark Cup final. We're back in 60 seconds.
Psst, let me let you in on a little secret. Mom doesn't want a card for Mother's Day. Cook her a home-cooked meal with a little help from Barnesville Grocery. Chicken drums and thighs, $1.49 a pound. Fresh strawberries, $1.99. And from Nancy's Deli, homemade Italian pasta, $5.49 a pound. Don't forget to stock up for the fishing opener. Grab some brats, pop, and chips before you head out. There for you on your way home or to the lake. The locally owned Barnesville Grocery, where good taste is always in season.
It's Outback Days going on now at Muscatel's Subaru. While supplies last, Muscatel's has new Outback models available now. No waiting. All with Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive for safety and security 4 seasons of the year. Ask about Muscatel's complimentary accessory credit with new Outback purchase. Muscatel's Subaru, just off Exit 1 in Moorhead or online at muscatelsubaru.com. Subaru, built to last.
12:59 to go, period number 3. It's getting late. Game 2 of the USHL Clark Cup final. Pat London, I'm Brad Anderson. It's a 1-1 tie. Fargo and Youngstown. Fargo's at 5 one-goal games. They have won 4 of them in the postseason. 2 over Tri-City, 2 of 3 over Lincoln. Fargo dumps it in. A hard time establishing things offensively early on in this third period. Yes, that one I think it ended up with a puck out of play. Kind of either hit one of the panels of glass or got caught up in the netting, but the face-off officials are going to discuss where the face-off will be, and it looks like it'll be just outside Fargo offensive zone.
Fargo tipped it up into the mesh, so that'll come out to neutral ice. We'll get a center ice face-off here with 12:44 to go and a 1-1 tie here in the third period. It's getting to be crunch time.
Serbone and Knubel on the draw, and I think we're going to have take two on that face-off. Line of Serbone, Kenta Isegai, Nagano, Japan. Isegai 39 points in the regular season, a goal and 4 helpers in the postseason. It's off the draw. Here comes Youngstown. Serbone firing a shot wide. Jake Rossi trying to chase it down. Fargo clears the zone with Link down the right wing boards. Link, along with Max Swanson, two guys in the same line from the same city, Anchorage, Alaska. Centered by Cole Knubel. Shot. Save made. Fowler scoops that up. Not a lot of that shot, but just to try and throw a puck on net. 12:23 to go third period. We're still even up, one apiece.
Brent Link standing right on the edge of the blue paint, and he gets shoved around a little bit there after the whistle. But they haven't had a lot of traffic in front of Jacob Fowler all night long. I think they just want to extend that a little bit just to let them know that they're still on the ice.
12:23 to go in the third. Home team gets the last change as Mellenbacher, Napier, Sil Collins, that line. And I've talked about this in the postseason. Mellenbacher, they got early February from Muskegon. Sil Collins didn't start the year here. Came in a little earlier in the season from Des Moines. He's kind of worked his way up to that line.
Yeah, he's been impressive. He played in the World Junior Tournament. He played a couple games here, played in the World Junior Tournament, then came back, and he's really established himself. He plays on the power play and the penalty kill, and he figures in on the scoring. He's a good complement on this line with Mellenbacher and Werner Miettinen.
Mijiak through center. It batted free at neutral ice. Sil Collins back the other way. Has Miettinen with him. Sil Collins a drive, high and wide, missed the net. Napier trying to hold it in, so does Sil Collins. Pass intercepted, Miettinen. Tried to drop it back for Mellenbacher, intercepted by Strothman. Stender spins, fires it back in. We'll see if Fargo will change up their D pairings. Puck in the force offensive zone. Miettinen trying to get to it on the corner.
Miziak took a stick up high. No call coming out of that one. He just gingerly went over to the Youngstown bench. No call coming out of that, but he definitely got hit in the face with a stick.
Thrown to center, and a turnover giveaway. Catalano will try and make it hurt. He fires a shot, save made by Marinoff, loose, and the rebound batted away, and Catalano nearly tipped it in.
Marinoff got away with one there.
Shot save made there, and a one-timer. High slot from Hunter Bischoff. Yeah, he wasn't real comfortable with that one.
Well, he made the save, but he coughed up the rebound and he tried to poke check it, and he fanned on it and gave opportunity to Youngstown to get another shot on net. And lucky for him, that shot was wide, or they'd have a lead.
I say Catalano, I don't know if he was expecting, he followed the shot, but I don't know if he was expecting he was going to get one, and he had a quality chance. Catalano battles for it, now controlled by Joe Palatichuk for the force. We're inside of 11 minutes to play here in the third period. Palatichuk chipping away at him was Gunty. Fargo fans wanted a penalty. Here's Fisher. Comes across the line. Dumps it in.
And Palatichuk could have got called for a penalty there because he was holding the stick, both with his hand and then under his arm. He had it lodged in his armpit. He got lucky there.
Fisher taken off the play. Nicely done by Andrew Centrella for Youngstown. And back come the Phantoms. Pass up the wall. Perkins trying to get to it. Will go the length of the ice. Kevin Scott will play it. Line change coming for the Phantoms. Now to 10:24 to go in the third period. And a 1-1 tie. Bozer try to get the forecheck set up to the Phantoms. Scott fumbles with the puck. Perkins out there. So is Grant Young. Young in for the injured Justin Varner tonight. Back out for Wilson. It goes at center. Wilson. Machu will send it in. Marinoff trying to settle it down back behind the net. Has it knocked free. Gets it back. Trying to clear it out. Machu keeps it in. Fires it off a teammate. Young controls. Now for Swoboda. Swoboda battles with the puck with Kevin Scott. Controlled by Bozer back behind the net. Now Swoboda comes after him. And Fargo breaks out Plant. Russell at center. Russell had it poke free. Swoboda gains possession now for Youngstown. 9:35 to go in the third. 1-1 tie. Andon Serbone. Serbone at center. Will be fired in by Machu once again. Rings around near side. Rossi gets there first for Youngstown. Down to 9:24 to go in the third. Rossi trying to chip it free. J.P. Turner comes away with it. Has Benson Mangini with him. Across the line, Mangini. Left circle. Shot save made. Fowler. As going down was Mangini. Kind of between the legs of Chase Patillo that time. Fargo maintains the offensive zone. One-timer Stender calling for it. Shot came hot off the end boards. And skater camped in front, but went down as the puck came back. Neutral ice Stender, batted free. Nice job to bat it free. Pass for Strothman. No, he will retreat to neutral ice. As Napier for Mangini. Chopped away by Strothman. Now Serbone. Serbone across the line. Rossi with him. Puts the brakes on. Drops it off for Strothman, who stick handles. Poke free by Joe Palanichuk. Fargo has numbers. 3-on-1. Turner, Swanson, and Fanning on it. Palanichuk in the slots.
That's where you want to see Palanichuk with the puck on his stick right there. He's scored some big goals in his 2 years here in Fargo, and the fact that he fanned on that is unbelievable.
Patilla drive went low, getting a piece of it. Marinoff. Youngstown trying to get things set up in the offensive zone. They'll complete a line change. Serbone, Whitelaw shot, save made. Marinoff. Back behind the net.
Marinoff to go from his left to his right to square up on that one. Whitelaw with the one-timer. Marinoff with a big save.
Pass broken up at neutral ice by Youngstown. Swanson's pass broken up as Whitelaw trying to weave through traffic. Now Williams. Williams returns it as now Miziak down the left wing boards. Miziak, one-timer, LaChance. Got the drop pass left circle. Shot right into the chest of goaltender Matej Marinoff. And we will stop things with 7:53 to go in the third period.
Good little end-to-end action. Just a shade under 4,000 attendance tonight. So a good crowd here to cheer on the hometown team as they try and even up this series. Some good end-to-end action here in the third period after, as we talked about, a little bit of a herky-jerky or clunky start to the period. A little more flow, a little more end-to-end action here. It's been entertaining.
7:53 to go in period number 3. Youngstown has played 2 overtime games. Fargo has had 1. 1-1 here in game 2. Getting late here in the third. We're back in 60 seconds.
From contemporary to classic, the Spring Parade of Homes delivers the latest home designs and trends. Join us for the final weekend. Come and check out the gorgeous homes that feature floor plans to fit every lifestyle. Whether you're building, remodeling, or renting, don't miss this one-of-a-kind opportunity to experience our lineup of the most beautiful and trend-setting homes. Plus, admission is free. Details at paradefm.com and grab a magazine now at all Hornbachers.
This is your Jack FM Minute. Fresh air means fresh ideas. Come check out the Spring Parade of Homes the first 2 weekends in May and on Mondays. Details at paradefm.com. Everclear will be live on the beach in Detroit Lakes Friday, July 21st. Tickets are on sale now at dljc.com. Hear all your favorite hits like Santa Monica, Father of Mine, Everything to Everyone, and more live on the beach. Bash on the beach with Everclear Friday, July 21st in Detroit Lakes. And that was your Jack FM Minute.
1-1 tie. 7:53 remaining here in the third period. Martin Miziak takes the draw. It's Fargo's Werner Miettinen. Key face-off to win is pass for Silkholz. Silkholz trying to get around Patilla. Backhanded shot through the crease and just wide. Miettinen will chase it down. Back for Silkholz near corner. Mellenbacher behind the net. Escorted over to the corner by Miziak. Puck poked free. Comes through neutral ice. Napier back at the Fargo blue line to play it. Here's Miettinen. Miettinen right circle. Puts the brakes on. Works his way in. Shot. Clean look. Glove save. Fowler. That was one-on-one. He stopped, set up, waited, and Fowler said, nope, not this time.
And he was so calm, cool, and collected, Fowler was on that one. Great eyes, great vision to get that cross-ice pass. Great play by Miettinen, too, to stop in the faceoff circle. Strothman went down to try and break up that pass, and he just went right around him. Went right in on net with a great scoring opportunity, and Fowler's like, nope, not this time.
There was just no movement. He's like, all right.
Yeah.
Challenge me, but I'm going to stop you.
Calm, cool, and collected.
Now, there's no wasted movement at all on that. Knuble on the draw. It's Catalano. And Youngstown wins the draw.
Marc-Andre Fleury would have stacked the pads on that.
Couldn't he? Tried to center, finding Hunter Bischoff. He's escorted to the corner by Palanichuk. Catalano joins in. So does Knuble. Puck battle over in the far corners. We approach 7 minutes to play here in the third in a 1-1 tie. Puck comes out. Link tried to clear it out off the body of one of the Phantoms. Palanichuk sends it along. Bouncing puck. Settled down. Gathered in by Swanson. Pass. Weak pass intercepted. Not intercepted by Miles Gunties. He tried that backhanded pass. Dumped in. Change coming here for the Phantoms. Gruba. Cross ice. D-to-D pass. Gets the return feedback from Palanichuk. Now Sam Plant. Plant to the red line will dump it in. Brings it around. His Fowler couldn't stop it. Link, far side. Now Plant in the corner. Fisher out there. Scott and Bozer on defense now for a shift here as it's getting late for the Force. Down to 6:28 to play in the third. Now puck battle over in the corner. 1-1 tie. Pass tried to center. Did not connect. Intercepted. Grant Young. Young taken off the puck that time by Kevin Scott. Now Fisher at the red line. Fisher down the left wing boards. He goes. Fisher, sharp angle shot. And the save made by Fowler. And Scott ready to mix it up with Machu. They'll have to be separated. That action goes back behind the goal. 6:09 to go third period. Shots on goal. 6 for Fargo in the period for 27 total. 7 for Youngstown. A good chunk of those came early in the period. 20 shots for about 50-plus minutes of ice time. There you see the reverse angle. And the shot that time from Jake Fisher.
He's been very noticeable tonight. Creates a scoring opportunity there as they come into the zone. But again, everything is from the perimeter, and it's really easy for Fowler to haul those in when he sees them from 20, 30, 40, 50 feet away.
JP Turner on the draw against and on Serbone. Will play collegiately at Quinnipiac. Shot blocked to Stender, winding up and fired. Here's a shot. Turner save made. Rebound loose and swept aside.
Good effort there by Turner with the spin around shot from the high slot. Fowler had to kick that left leg out. Good scoring opportunity for the Force.
Serbone for Rozzi. Tried to return it back for Serbone. Came through the slot. And Jacob Stender backhands it along for Mangini at the red line. He will dump it in. He'll change up with the deep pairing will the Force. Turner back behind the net. As he tried the wraparound attempt, his father tried to get back into the crease. Mangini for Gruba at the point. One-timer shot blocked. Didn't get through traffic. Serbone will carry it out. Serbone comes across the line as Rozzi with him. Poked away by Palatichuk. Joe Palatichuk waits, handles, and gets it to Mietinen, who gains the line. Mellenbacher just beyond the right circle. Palatichuk. Mietinen, a drive shot. Just missed the net. Puck is on top of the goal. And there we'll get a stoppage.
Don't see that every day.
No, it just came to rest. It was right near the goalie's water bottle. Just outside the crossbar as it just came to rest. There was the Mellenbacher shot. It came hot off the inboards and then crawled up the top of the net. The overhead look will tell you just kind of went rolling up and actually got help with a stick.
The Force player got a stick on it too. If he could have just got it over that crossbar, it might have rolled off the back of Fowler's helmet into the net. But
settled right next to the water bottle.
Now if you're the Force, you want to pop that water bottle about 2 feet in the air right now. Go bar down and pop that thing straight up in the air.
5:14 to go in the third. They will get an offensive zone face-off here with Mietinen taking the draw against Niziak. Face-off is won by Youngstown. Funtek. Now a chance to neutralize. Batted down by Silkholm. Not between his skates. Now we'll fire it back into the offensive zone. Funtek gets it back for the Phantoms. Comes back up the wall. Chopping at it with the Force and fired back in by Scott. Throws it on net. Fowler will leave it back for Funtek. It's out of 5 minutes to go here in the third period. Youngstown 1, Force 1. LaChance. LaChance gathers it in. Pass through center, chopping at it. Miziak after it. Knocked down the stick by Werner Mietinen for Silkholm. Now it's center. Mellenbacher across the line. Mellenbacher's stick handles. Taking off the puck that time. Rolling puck through center as Mironov is going to play it. Just gently tapped it to his D-man Brazen Bolzer. 4:22 remaining. Soft pass and fired in. As Fargo with the line change. Link and Knubel almost ran over one another as they were aggressively trying to get that puck. Stender in the corner now for Swanson. Swanson one-timer and Napier came hot off the inboards. Missed the net. Controlled by Nick Williams. And Youngstown clears the zone. They have a 2-on-1 coming perhaps. Whitelaw stick handles. Lost the puck. Never got a shot off. He had Bischoff with him. Whitelaw had to drop it off for Williams. Williams in the corner behind the net. Catalano checked by Napier. And there to scoop it up was Jacob Stender. Now Catalano pushed by Napier. Puck to the far corner. 3:38 to go in the third. Still tied at 1. Turnover. Catalano. Loose puck gathered in by Gunty. Gunty trying to work his way in. Goal line extended. And Fargo comes away with it with Link. Link at center. Comes across the line, trying to get around Williams and does. Puck battle near side of the corner. Swanson going to tap it back up the wall. Perkins and Swoboda. Swoboda at center. He will dump it in. 3:10 to go in the third and a 1-1 tie. Gruba back behind the net. Puck comes loose. In 2018, Game 2 went to overtime here, won by Youngstown. Swoboda. Now Strathman fires, pad save. Nicely done by Matej Marinoff. Gruba and the backhand along for Plant. Rolling puck. Goes down the far side wall. Strathman and to drop it off for Chase Patilla. Youngstown will dump it back in. 2:43 to play, and icing will be the call. 1-1 tie. Now, if we do get to overtime, it was Game 2 that went to overtime in 2018. Might take a look back at that, but a little different circumstances. Fargo had to come back in that one to force overtime.
Well, they've had to come back in this one, too, because Youngstown got the first goal before Link got the equalizer. Travis Christopher trying to get this crowd fired up. I think Youngstown is now taking their timeout. So both coaches have used their timeouts tonight after icings.
Attendance tonight, they put it on the board, 3,967 here at Shields Arena. So just a little less, under 200 less than last night, but still a nice crowd here and kind of a soggy Saturday at Shields Arena. And in the Red River Valley, well, we'll see. There is a potential for maybe one more game in this arena for the 2022-2023 season if the series would go to 5. We talked about in intermission earlier, we've not had a Clark Cup final go 5 since 2017. Last couple of years, it's gone 4 games, including 2 years ago here when the Chicago Steel won the Clark Cup title on this sheet of ice, beating the Force in 4 games.
Well, we'll see what Fargo comes out here with 2:43 to go. I think you come back with your horses. Shorten the bench at this time of the game. Nick Oliver has been basically running 2 lines here for a good chunk of this third period.
And if you're going to shorten the bench, do you shorten the shifts in that line of thinking too?
I think you absolutely do, because you get hung up in your own zone, and as we've seen, you get an extended shift in your own zone. You create opportunities for the opponent. You've got to keep your shifts short, and they are going to come back with the big boys. Knuble, Link, and Swanson right back on the ice here out of the timeout with 2:43 to go here in the third period on a 1-1 tie.
Crowd urged to make a little noise, and they oblige as a good chunk of the Shields Arena crowd up to its feet. 2:43 left. Knuble and Serbone on a key face-off for the home team to try and win here. An offensive zone draw in a 1-1 tie. Everything gets magnified a little bit more as we go along in this one. Loose puck, Knuble. Drops it for Swanson. Gathers it in now. Will work his way to the far corner. Gets spun around and knocked down. Taken away by Chase Patilla. Well done. Patilla off a stick. Battled away by Knuble. Here's Brett Link. Link comes in wide. Link gets hauled down and no penalty. Nothing called there. Got hauled down and play continues on. Serbone handed out by Knuble but kept in. Isagai.
I know the 39-67 won't agree with me, but that was a good no call.
Here comes Swanson. Swanson for Link. Comes across the line. Link. Stick handles. Left circle. Patilla will meet him in the corner. Near side Swanson. Inside of 2 minutes to go in regulation. Comes back out for Bozer. Bozer throws it hard off the inboards. Now Miettinen, just fresh off the bench, gets to it. Sends it back for Bozer. Now Mellenbacher and Silkholms will join in. Kept in deep by Fargo. Centrella. Puck comes free in the right circle. Isagai trying to handle it. He's tied up with Silkholms. Isagai goes down. Serbone sends it through neutral ice. Brazen Bozer back to play it. Line change for Youngstown. Mellenbacher sends that puck along as Stender and Napier will come out for a shift on defense for the Force. Inside of 90 seconds to go, third period. Still even at 1 apiece. Puck comes free. Here's Mijak. Mijak jabs at it. Backhands it out. Weakly to Whitelaw. Back from Mijak. Comes across the line and will send it in deep. It's knocked down by Stender. Napier up the wall for Miettinen. Backhands it out to neutral ice. Silkholms gets checked. Williams. Whitelaw gathers it in. Final minute of play here in the third. Mijak shot. Glove save. Marinoff. And he'll hang on. 55.9 to go here in the third period. And we're tied at 1.
Good opportunities on both ends of the ice here for each team. Marinoff with the nice glove save here on the shot from between the circles in the high slot by Misiak. Marinoff had a clear path to that one the whole way. Makes an easy glove save.
55.9 left, and the first time really in a while they're going to get an offensive zone faceoff.
And everybody's going to get a little bit of an extra break here because we've got to do some more ice repair just inside the blue line in the Fargo zone. So.
That was close to where they had to do a little work last night. This one's a little bit closer to the blue line. This was kind of just to the right of the Farmers Unit Insurance logo on the ice. This one's a little higher up, but it's kind of in that same general vicinity. They had to do a little work on this end of the ice last night. Take a look at the replay here. It goes back to the no call there. Strothman knocking down Link, and you're in the minority on that one. You thought that was clean and clear.
I thought it was a good play. He knocked him off of his skates, but it was a clean hit. He didn't take his hands out. I didn't think that he knocked his legs out. It was just that Link was leaning in, and he lost an edge as he was trying to get around him. I thought that was a good no call. And you really, unless it's egregious, you want the referees to keep the whistles in their pockets in this game. You don't want the referees deciding a contest when it gets late in regulation or into overtime.
55.9 to go. We are even at 1. Shots on goal, 29-22 in favor of Fargo. So 8 in the third period for the Force and 9 for Youngstown. Both goals coming in the second period if you're just joining us. Youngstown scoring first on Miles Gunty's second goal of the Clark Cup final, 2:49 of the second period. Then Brett Link answering back the 9:27 mark of the second period. A backhanded shot past Fowler. Stender picked up the assist on that. So Mijak takes the draw against Cole Knuble to the left of Marinoff. Off the face-off, Whitelaw spins, shot, glove save, Marinoff. And prevents a rebound. Just under 53 seconds to play here in regulation time.
Cole Knubel's last two faceoffs, this one in the defensive zone, the last one that he took in the offensive zone, he got run over both times by Misiak. See if Cole tries to change up his game a little bit here, try and get control and get possession of this puck so Fargo can get it out of their own zone.
Misiak on the faceoff once more with Cole Knuble.
Psych.
Enough to try it again.
Everybody moved except the linesman dropping the puck. The game within the game here in the faceoff circle. Ultra important here in the final minute of regulation.
Fargo controls off the draw. Stender plays it high off the glass. Fatilla at neutral ice will dump it back in. If we do go to overtime, it is full intermission and a resurface.
We get time and a half then, right?
Well, let's give it a shot. We won't know unless we ask. Strothman back behind the net. Worst I can tell you is no. Back out to neutral ice it goes. Stender battle for it between the benches. And finally dumped in by Fargo. Inside of 20 seconds to go here in the third. Long pass connects with Whitelaw at neutral ice. Backhanded. Taken back by Napier for Fargo. 10 seconds to go in the third. Turner keeps the zone. Swanson in the corner. 5 seconds remaining. Pass out. Kept in Napier. Napier tried to throw it on net. It's loose in front and never got to the goaltender Fowler. And we are headed to overtime here at Shields Arena. Strothman takes a poke at Kevin Scott. Officials will get in between those two. I don't know if LaChance is trying to be a peacemaker or an instigator, but he is settled down by one of the officials.
Strathman was not happy there. He came flying in at Kevin Scott after the whistle sounded. I didn't see what precipitated that, but he was hot.
Here's Napier's shot as the final seconds ticked away. All kinds of traffic in front. Strathman and Scott. Oh, there it was. I think Kevin Scott, might have poked him up towards the face. I think we kind of see the tail end of that on the video replay, and I think that's what led to his anger and frustration there, and I could certainly see why. So we go to the playoff overtime rules, and it's 5-on-5, 20-minute overtime. We will have an intermission and a resurfacing, 17-minute intermission, and the teams will switch sides for each overtime period. So that's what we have. awaiting us here as we head to overtime.
It's just like the second period. Both teams scored in the second period. In the second period this season, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but Fargo almost doubled their opponents in second period scoring. They had a huge differential, even though they had the long change, and that's what we'll get here in the overtime.
So we will head on to the extra session. We will recap the third period of play, and what we see could be the keys to this one. So next goal will win. And again, this is key game 2. Youngstown knows they'll, at the worst, come out of here with a split. With 2 games coming in there, but one, potentially 2 coming up next weekend in Youngstown. Fargo needs this one to even up the series and avoid going to Youngstown next weekend with their proverbial backs against the wall. The end of regulation here from Shields Arena, Sanford Athletic Park. Game 2 of the USHL Clark Cup Final. It is Youngstown and Fargo even up at 1. We'll take a timeout. Come back with more in 2 minutes.
Diamond stud earrings, the perfect Mother's Day gift. The classic look of diamond stud earrings from Schmidt's Gems and Fine Jewelry. Ideal cut hearts and arrows diamonds. Exceptional quality with exceptional value. Schmidt's Gems and Fine Jewelry, we source the world's most beautiful diamonds. With bottom line pricing, no gimmicks or phony discounts, your diamond experience starts with Schmidt's Gems and Fine Jewelry, 3241 42nd Street South. Online at schmidtsjewelry.com.
Stop settling for the same boring food that everyone gets for catering. Hop up your game and contact the Toasted Frog for your next event. With chef-inspired appetizers and entrees, book the Frog and let their staff take care of all the details. Located in downtown Fargo across the street from the historic Fargo Theater, stop in for happy hour Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. Half-price glasses of wine, tap beers, and appetizers. Don't forget to try their fried cheesy pickles, a Toasted Frog original. All ages are welcome. Visit them online at toastedfrog.com.
Dell's Days of Deals start now with fresh limited quantity deals each day on tech to power every passion. Save on select XPS laptops and Alienware PCs powered by 12th gen Intel Core processors. Don't forget special pricing on the latest monitors, docks, and accessories, plus free shipping on everything and monthly payment options with Dell Preferred Account. Just call 877-ASK-DELL for Days of Deals savings. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Dad, I don't feel good.
I'll grab the Vicks DayQuil Kids Honey.
Isn't DayQuil just for parents?
Actually, Vicks DayQuil Kids Honey is just for kids, specially designed to treat kids' most bothersome cold symptoms quickly with a honeylicious tasting flavor kids like.
You know what else kids like?
DayQuil Kids Honey first, then video games.
Deal.
Vicks DayQuil Kids Honey, the kids' honeylicious daytime coughing, congestion, stuffy head, stuffy nose medicine. Safe for ages 6+.
We are headed to bonus hockey as we take a look at the NHL scoreboard. Seattle, the Kraken, 3 minutes remaining in Game 6 of that series, trying to force a 7th and deciding game. Dave Haxtell's team leading the Dallas Stars by a score of 5-3 as we are getting so close to getting closer to the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Florida Panthers have been a big surprise.
Knocking out the President's Trophy winner and then taking down Toronto in round 2. They've been a huge surprise. They were the President's Trophy winner last year and got beat in the first round. Now they turn the tables on Boston, do the same thing to them this year, and now they're into the conference final.
Vegas beat Edmonton last night, 4-3. They had a chance to wrap that up. That'll come back to Edmonton Game 6 tomorrow night. And then the Kraken of the Stars, Game 7, if needed, would be on Monday evening. And then if you need 7 in that Edmonton-Vegas series, that would be back in Las Vegas on Tuesday evening. So it is a 1-1 score through regulation. As you take a look at the third period summary, we'll get to that. No goals in that third period. Youngstown 0 of 2 on the man advantage so far tonight. As Fargo 0 of 1. There was a penalty-free third period. Although the crowd was kind of begging and pleading for a couple of penalties.
They were a couple of times.
Yeah, as Brett Link for sure got hauled bound by Strothman, and there was no call on that one as they're kind of just waiting. And I'm sure at this point, you go back to, I'm trying to think what it was, I believe it was the Tri-City game. Yeah, when they got that shorthanded goal from Russell, Link took one, kind of a tripping call right in the middle of the ice. But it's going to have to be something probably pretty egregious, I think, for this crew to make calls once we get this late into the game. But no scoring in the third period.
These guys have really let them play. It's been a nice wide open game. They've been able to they've allowed them to play. They've put the whistles in their pockets for the most part, which is good. You want to settle it on the ice. You want the players to decide the game, and yeah, I think at this point now it's going to have to be somebody getting taken down on open ice in front of God and everybody before they're going to blow a whistle and put somebody in the penalty box here when we get to overtime.
Shots on goal, 9-8 in favor of Youngstown in the third period. Two-period total of 29 for Fargo, so 28 saves for Jacob Fowler. Matej Mironov has stopped 21 shots so far this evening for the Fargo Force. And, been a couple of moments where maybe made you a little bit nervous, but Mironov 3-1, 2.77 goals against average, but I think overall has done a solid job. As Youngstown has won 2 overtime games, including that series clincher. Had an overtime winner from Whitelaw on Tuesday night, a 2-1 victory to clinch the series. Had a double overtime win in Game 1 of their series, opening round series over Cedar Rapids. Fargo, 1 overtime game. Charlie Russell, the shorthanded game winner to sweep away Tri-City in their first-round playoff series. So both these teams into overtime. And there have been times where Fargo have gotten into overtimes and shootouts, kind of struggled at times this year.
They have, especially in the shootout. So thankfully we don't have to deal with that tonight because the shootout wasn't friendly to them this season. And I think at this point, this is kind of a must-win game, if you can call it that, in Game 2 of a championship series. But they are at home. Youngstown has stolen one already on the road. But I think you got to go back to what you are good at. And what Fargo is good at is they get the puck deep, they move it around, and they find themselves some scoring opportunities. And a lot of the shots that they've taken so far tonight, they've got 29 on goal through 3 periods, but many of them have been from the perimeter. We've talked about it several times tonight. You got to get greasy. And I think if Fargo wants to come out of here with an even 1-1 series and win this game in overtime, they're going to have to put some bodies near that blue paint in front of Jacob Fowler and get in his way a little bit, block his ability to see the puck, because he's proven if he can see it, he's going to stop it. You got to get bodies in front of the net, and you got to get to the dirty areas and score the greasy goals.
So 1-1 as we head to overtime. So shots on goal through regulation, 29-22 in favor of Fargo. No penalties in the third period. Fargo 3 penalties, 6 minutes tonight. Youngstown 2 penalties and 4 minutes. So looking back at 2018 in that Clark Cup final between these two teams, it was a 3-2 Youngstown win in overtime. It was Nick Cardelli, 6:32 into overtime, who had the game-winning goal. Looking back at that Game 2, John Schultz, defenseman for Fargo, is in that Clark Cup winning season, got a goal to start the scoring, 4:24 into the second period from Jacob Schmidt's face strip. That gave Fargo a 1-0 lead, and then Cardelli tied it up, a power play goal, 8:16 of the second period, and then Eric Esposito of Youngstown from Cardelli at 15:30 of the second period made it a 2-1 Youngstown lead. It stayed that way. Fargo had taken a penalty late on looking back, it was John Schultz, a slashing call with 2:31 to play in regulation. Fargo pulled their goaltender, which was Strauss Mann that night. Griffin Loughran scored. It went down as a shorthanded goal. Remember it well, it was on that end of the ice where Fargo attacks twice, on the home side of the ice, but Loughran scored shorthanded in the final minute. And this crowd came to life that night. 2-2 was the score, and then Cardelli got the game winner in overtime back in 2018. And it's just interesting how that 5 years later, they say sometimes life imitates art, art imitates life. Sometimes history repeats itself. And Strauss Mann was one of the rare losses he had in the postseason that year for the Fargo Force. Mann went on to Michigan and was one of the goaltenders in the Olympics a couple of years ago as well.
Nick Cardelli had a night that night, didn't he?
He sure did. 2 goals and a helper, yep.
And sat out a penalty as well. He got his name all over the score sheet that night.
So that was a 3-2 game in Game 2 back in 2018. May 12, 2018, nearly 5 years ago to the day. And Youngstown went back home 1-1, feeling pretty good against this Fargo squad. Then Fargo picked up a 3-2 win in Game 3. Closed it out with a 4-2 win in Game 4 and had that long but joyful bus ride back for the only Clark Cup championship to this point in Fargo's history.
That might have been the happiest 1,000-mile bus ride any of those young men have ever had.
Yeah, and a couple of years ago during COVID, we had we were doing some Zoom interviews and such, and And, of course, we did a few guys in from that squad. I don't remember who was all there. Ben Myers, I think Robbie Stucker, Loughran. It's a lot of guys, and we did about an hour discussion about that playoff run. We could have done another hour. It was so many good stories. And I asked, what was there a moment in the series that stood out the most? Was there a moment you thought, hey, we're good enough that we can win this thing? And there was one for me that it was a series late in March where Omaha came in here and they were struggling, and the Force beat them like, I think it was 7-1 and 8-2, and that was in late March, and that was the series you went and looked at. All right, these guys are buzzing now. This is a team that can win the whole thing, and Fargo's been close so many times, especially early on in the franchise's history. You go back to 2 years ago, I don't want to say that was a Cinderella run, but that was a team you didn't think was really, I mean, they were a nice group, but that was a team you weren't sure that there were moments in that year where they kind of struggled a little bit. They dealt with some injuries, and that was kind of more of a surprise run of the Clark Cup in that COVID-affected season.
And it was a team. It wasn't. You're right. That was a team. When you looked at them on paper, you didn't think that they were going to make a run. But sometimes you just get on a streak. Like Youngstown is right now. You ride a hot goaltender. You get a couple of bounces to go your way, and now you gain some confidence. And momentum is huge. I mean, from one day to the next, one weekend to the next, especially in this league, momentum can be a huge thing. But you start gaining that confidence and start thinking to yourself, we're good enough to do this. Let's go do this. And I think Fargo has thought that all season long about their squad and their play, and what Kerry Eads did at the trade deadline to bring in Plant and Mellenbacher and Silkholms earlier in the season, and JP Turner last year before the trade deadline. They've made some moves to solidify this roster and put themselves in this position. And this overtime period is going to be extremely critical if they want to get to the end of the season and where their goals are. As I know, their goal was to win the Anderson Cup and to win the Clark Cup, but it's going to be really important for them to come out of here with a victory on home ice and send these nearly 4,000 people home screaming and happy, because they deserve that. This crowd has been here all night just waiting for an opportunity to erupt, and they did that a little bit when Brett Link scored to tie the game, but they've been waiting for an opportunity to blow their heads off with screaming their heads off, and they just haven't had that opportunity yet, and they're ready to.
Fargo has lost 4 straight Clark Cup final games here at home, going back to that Game 2 in 2018, lost the 2 to Chicago 2 years ago, and then losing last night by a 4-1 score. So it's been a while since they've had a Clark Cup win, a Clark Cup final win here on this ice. And Fargo has really defended the home ice fairly well this year. And it's going to be interesting when the series comes back to Youngstown, Pat. Youngstown, one of the top records at home in the USHL, but Fargo, I believe it was 20 road wins and went down to Lincoln and in a place where they had lost 3 of 4 in the regular season and won 2 and didn't blink or didn't think twice about it.
Yeah, Fargo has no problem. Home ice, road ice, neutral ice, it doesn't matter. They're comfortable as long as they've got their skates on and they're playing the game. But Youngstown is obviously been a formidable foe so far through 120 minutes of hockey now, and we're going to get bonus hockey here. And I'm really excited for the overtime. Yep. I expect this thing to be an up and down battle, and whoever gets a lucky bounce is going to come out of here with a win.
I guess one final thing, if you're Nick Oliver, Chad Demers, and the coaching staff, what are you telling the guys at this point?
I say just keep doing what you've done all year long. Get down low, get the puck in deep, cycle it around, find in the open man, get bodies in front of the net, and take care of the offensive zone, but also take care of the defensive zone. Be smart with the stick. Be smart with the puck when it's on your stick. Don't let the moment be too big. Do what you've done all year. You have the best record in the USHL. Go do what you've done all year long.
With that, we will get ready for overtime. We'll take a quick break, come back for the extra session. Youngstown and Fargo even up at 1. We're headed for overtime. Game 2 of the Clark Cup final. We'll get to the third period highlights and more in 60 seconds.
When it comes to a diamond, we let you choose. Hi, I'm Aaron at Wimmer's Diamonds. From natural to lab-grown diamonds, we carry all the options our industry has to offer. Our team of experts is here to help you pick the perfect shape, size, color, and cut of diamond, along with a perfect ring mounting for your engagement or anniversary. We also offer the area's largest selection of finished jewelry. When you're ready to give the gift of sparkle, stop by and see us at Wimmer's Diamonds, 4582 32nd Avenue South in Fargo.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. That's what Bud Light and its simple 4 iconic ingredient recipe has always stood for. With every moment and every beer, they strive to make life just a little bit easier to enjoy. And speaking of enjoying things, how could you not enjoy this year's Fargo 4 season? Congratulations, guys, on an amazing season. Make sure you score a goal. And pick up a Bud Light the next time you're at the arena or at your favorite liquor store. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please drink responsibly.
KRWK, Fargo Moorhead.
Fargo forced out for overtime here at Shields Arena. Crowd of just under 4,000. I don't think many have escaped the building. You could kind of see last night when it got to 3-0, you saw a few people start to slide out the exits. Not tonight.
Well, and that's the beauty of the 6 o'clock start on a Saturday night, too. It gives people, even the families with young children, it gives them an opportunity to stick around.
Yeah, we'll get to some of the highlights here. There was Dave Marinoff trying to clear away a rebound, had a little trouble with it. Meantime, there was a shot there, went fired line from Hunter Bischoff as Youngstown put some pressure on in the third. Fargo came back. It was a golden opportunity missed there as Palanichuk fanned on that attempt in the slot. There was Miziak a drive, glove save by Matej Marinoff there. Marinoff, one of 9 saves he made in the third period. Owen Mellenbacher with Palanichuk and into the slot. Werner Miettinen, that was the shot that came hot off the M boards and ended up at the top of the goal right near the water bottle of the goaltender. Some of our third period highlights. When they made that move to the Saturday 6:05 starts, I think Des Moines was one of the first teams that did it, if I remember correctly. Talk with John Crum, the general manager here at the arena and of the Fargo Force, this Shields Arena. They said they were going to try it, and I don't think they're ever going back.
No.
It appeals to different type of, it appeals to the family crowd, and it appeals to the folks that want to come here and have a good time, and they still got part of their evening left when they're done. So.
Brilliant move. I've been a big fan of that since day one, and I love it. I think it's great.
And a lot of teams have followed suit. There are a handful that do the 7:05 Saturday games. Remember back when Force started, I think it was 7:35 and 7:35 Friday, 7:05 Saturday. Puck sent into the offensive zone by Youngstown, cleared back out by Fargo. Loose puck, Link trying to get to it. Link backhands it. There's a chance. Shot kicked aside. Boy, Knuble had a chance, and Fowler said, not this time.
Knuble had the game on his stick right there. Great job by Link to get free, and Knuble was all by his lonesome in the slot.
Wrister by Jake Rossi. Left-handed shot from Rossi, and a save made by Matej Marinoff. And boy, Link got it started. Players got to be separated on both sides. We take a look at the replay. There was Link able to get around Patilla. A backhanded feed right there, and Knuble denied by Fowler.
Opportunity there maybe for Patilla to get an interference call against Link too, because he didn't have the puck when he got his body in front of him. But a good job by Patilla to just enough contact to keep Link from getting around him as quickly as he wanted to. And a great vision by Link to find Knuble in the slot there too.
19:34 to go here in overtime. Game 2 tied at 1. Youngstown, a 4-1 win last night. It's a 1-game-to-none lead of this series. Off the face-off controlled, here is Stender. Stender for Mellenbacher. At center, backhanded Gert Silkholms. And we'll see how deep both teams' benches go and how long those shifts are. Silkholms couldn't find Mellenbacher. Stender will play it. Back up the wall. Now Miettinen at the point. Miettinen trying to throw it hard off the end boards. Hiram didn't come out so hot that time as Mellenbacher in the corner. A battle with Miziak for the puck. Comes free. Taken out by William Whitelaw. Whitelaw. Collision there with Miettinen. Kevin Scott will try and fire it in. Getting a stick on it. Mellenbacher. He'll chase after it. Right up there with Centrella. Back of the corner with it. Mellenbacher. Now Harper Bentz. Bentz back behind the net with it. Back hands it out. Scott feed. Mangini got a stick on it. but couldn't handle it cleanly. Nice idea as he kind of diagonally cut into the slot.
Mangini was coming right off of the bench on a line change, too, and a great job to see him streaking into the offensive zone, creating a scoring opportunity on that line change.
A long pass dumped in. As Fowler will clear it out. Harper Bentz lays it high. Now Mangini trying to settle it down, flips it back. Turner couldn't handle it. Along the inboards. Youngstown had a chance to clear out with it. They might have a chance for numbers. Machu comes across the line. Machu softly dumps it in. Lay back behind the net. Turner lays it high off the glass. It's pinballed around. Mangini bouncing puck. Gathering it in. JP Turner. Poke check away by Bishop, but there to play it. Joe Palanichuk for Fargo. Joe Palanichuk and Leo Gruba, the defensive pairing out there for the Force. A little over 2 minutes into overtime in game 2. 1-1. Battled away at the red line by Young. Turner controls. Gruba for Palanichuk once more. Joe Palanichuk sends it back up the wall for Zam Plant. He'll send it in deep. Fowler reaching for it. Gets a piece of it. Stretch pass. Trying to connect with Matthew Perkins. It did not. And icing the call. 17:33 left here in overtime.
Nick Oliver's used everybody on the bench here already in the overtime period. He's run 4 lines, and now with the icing call, I think that he's gonna pull this line off and come back with Knuble, Link, and Swanson once again. But he had Fisher out there before the puck went into the other end.
Line of Swoboda, Perkins, and Young will be out there for Youngstown. Machu on defense for the Phantoms. Should be Machu and Jack Wilson. And it is off the faceoff. Fargo controls, comes back to Napier. Napier is shot, missed the net, comes hard back to Stender up the wall. Back to Stender, fanned out his attempt as the Phantoms come back with it with Perkins. Perkins, pass, trying to work his way through the slot. Young, traffic, and couldn't get through traffic.
Good job by Swanson there to break up that play. If he gets free, he's in all alone on the goaltender.
Young heads to the bench, quickly replaced by Jake Rossi, who maintains the zone, at least for an instant, for Youngstown. Off the glove of Link, bouncing puck. Strothman trying to grab it on the run was Knuble. Strothman gains the line. Pass hopped over a Youngstown stick is Napier for Link. Link trying to flip it up in the air. Settle down at neutral ice, and Strothman again for Patilla. Again, those two, they locked so many minutes on defense. Strothman for Patilla. 16:38 to go in overtime. Tied at 1. Poked away from Isagai. Loose puck comes through the slot. Controlled by Fargo. Trying to clear it out. They do so. Back to neutral ice with Patilla. Now Strothman. Added free. Napier trying to settle that puck down to the corner. Comes free. Controlled. Sharp angle shot. Kicked aside by Marinoff. Sharp angle shot. Was Strothman that got that off or not? Strothman to the point. Stick handles. Serbone shot. That was blocked. Strothman back for Serbone. Poke free. Napier trying to clear it out and can't. Backhanded out. There's Jake Fisher again for Fargo.
Force been hemmed into their own zone. Long change here in this overtime period. Now Zam Plant turns it back the other way.
He'll backhand it in and force Fowler to make a play on it. Long pass. Intercepted. Taken by Russell. Here's Mellenbacher left circle. Shot blocked. Nice job, Patilla. Chase Patilla again is a backhanded pass. Miziak. Miziak shot. Wide. Missed the net. Rolling puck after it. Fisher now for the Force. 15:32 to go. We're in overtime. And a 1-1 tie in Game 2 of the Clark Cup Final. Miziak pass. Knocked free. A few sticks and skates. Now Whitelaw will find his D-man Nick Williams. Now they'll come out with chance. LaChance, Miziak, Whitelaw cutting down the slot. Couldn't get it to him. Here's LaChance back behind the net. He's checked. Controlled by Fargo. Mellenbacher pass. Turnover. LaChance left circle. Shot. Glove save. Marinoff.
Whoa.
An instant or two of panic, including from my partner to my right. And a little bit of panic in the Shields Arena crowd. But Matej Marinoff settles things down as LaChance off the turnover. Maneuvered his way to the top of the left circle. And saved by Marinoff and no rebound. 15:05 left.
Giveaways in the defensive zone by both teams here in the first 5 minutes of this overtime. The goaltender Fowler coughs one up. The Fargo Force were able to hold their zone, and the giveaway there, creating a great scoring opportunity, a great chance for LaChance there, but Marinoff was up to the task with the glove hand.
Catalano on the faceoff for the Phantoms. Offensive zone faceoff for Youngstown. Turner up ice for Bentz. Bentz across the line with it. And to drop it off. Mangini over in the corner. He's checked. Turner joins in. He's hemmed to the boards by Machu. That'll for it in the corner. Now Mangini joins in. So that fourth line out there for Fargo getting a second shift here of overtime. Puck has still not come free yet. Over there for Youngstown, Hunter Bischoff. Bischoff along with Machu. Haven't called a stalemate yet.
Nor have they blown the whistle.
Betts and Catalano join in now. They went a few feet back up the wall, but we've not had a lot of movement. Now Napier will replace Grube on the blue line, and out comes Stender as well. Still not a lot of movement to report. Now finally taken away by Catalano. Wilson, wasn't breathtaking hockey, I'm sorry. Backhanded along as Napier will let that go. It's icing the call. 14:01 to go in overtime, and we're tied at 1.
It's been an entertaining game. That last 2 minutes with the puck pinned up along the boards, not so much necessarily.
A little low in the action. That's okay. Can't have it all when you get to this point. Now 66 minutes of hockey in. I don't recall my time calling hockey, and you've been doing it a lot longer than I have. I don't remember going past. I don't know if I got into a double overtime or not. I'm trying to think if there was.
I don't think I've ever been into a double overtime either.
It's not with the Force. I know for sure.
Are you calling me old, by the way?
No, I'm just saying you've called more hockey games than I have. Here's Knubel. Catalano checks him. It was, I think, of the 2010 Clark Cup final. I remember listening to that game. Dan Hammer was calling games. That was Green Bay and the Force. That went multiple overtimes. Shot was blocked. Stender winding up and fired. Never got to the goaltender. Hit one of the Phantoms on its way there. Pumped in from neutral ice, forcing Marinoff to make a play on it. Back for Knubel. 13:35 to go in overtime. Cross-ice pass. Swanson got a stick on it, trying to gather it into the corner. Swanson trying to come back up the wall. He's the guy there for Youngstown. Comes free, and it's gathered in by Serbone. Across the line, Strothman. Strothman dumps it in deep. He's the guy, make it Serbone. Tried to center. Traffic in front. Strothman left circle, a shot. Kicked aside. Not sure if it got to Marinoff or not. Bouncing puck to Patilla at center. Now Rozzi. Will check away at neutral ice by Link. Rozzi gets it back. Here comes Youngstown again. Stick handling Serbone. Shot and scores. And the Phantoms win it in overtime.
That's the most excitement I've seen out of Fowler all night. He's been so calm, cool, and collected. He exploded out of his crease to go meet his teammates up at the opposite blue line to celebrate that game winner, as Youngstown is going to come out of here with 2 wins on the road. And Marinoff is being consoled by some teammates down there. That's a tough one. Hate to be a goaltender in that position.
On that puck battle is Serbone. Stick handling, left circle. Looked like he went up high to beat Matej Marinoff. Game winner there. Serbone gets his 4th of the Clark Cup playoffs. 6:59 into overtime, and Youngstown, 1 is nice, 2 is better for the Phantoms, and they'll head back to Ohio with a 2-0 lead, needing just one more win on home ice, where they have been outstanding all season long. 1 win away from their first ever Clark Cup championship, and boy, the air went out of the balloon real quick here at Shields Arena.
Boy, you can just feel it too. I mean, it was a devastating blow. Obviously, you lose the game, and the Force players down there consoling Marinoff in front of his net, and they're going to come out to the center faceoff circle and salute the nearly 4,000 people in the building tonight who are going to go home a little bit upset. But you know what? It's not over. It is absolutely not over. And Fargo, one of the best road teams in the league this season. They've been really good on the road. So they'll have a few days to kind of go back and look at the tape and figure some stuff out and figure out a way to try and beat Jacob Fowler.
6:59 in overtime. We'll get the final scoring on the goal. We'll get our 3 stars of the game as well. As Youngstown wins this one 2-1 in overtime, they win their 3rd overtime game of the postseason. 1 in double overtime. They've had 1 in each series. Double overtime over Cedar Rapids in their first game of the postseason. The overtime winner from Whitelaw to get to the Clark Cup final. The clincher there, and this one from Serbone. 6:59 into overtime. The 3 stars of the game will be coming here momentarily, and then we'll get to our post-game report.
Leo Gruba having an extended conversation with both of the referees before he exits the ice surface back to the Force dressing room. I'd be very curious to see what that discussion is all about. Certainly nothing glaring that I can think about that I noticed in that overtime period, but the body language of the Force players as they're exiting the ice here. This one stung.
Yep.
You can just see the body language. This one stung.
Brett Link, our 3rd star of the night, is Link. One of our picks to click tonight of the lone Fargo goal is the number 3 star this evening. As we'll get we'll take a break. We'll come back with the 3 stars of the final 2 stars of the night. Wrap this one up and set the stage as the teams in the series will move to Youngstown beginning Friday night. Sorbonne the winner, nearly 7 minutes into the overtime session. Youngstown 2, Fargo 1 in game 2, and the Phantoms a 2-0 lead here in the Clark Cup final. We'll wrap this one up, and we'll do so in 2 minutes.
Here is this week's Employment Connection, brought to you by Express Employment Professionals. Call now at 701-297-8800 or stop in their office for your interview. Call 701-297-8800. Job seekers, call Express Employment Professionals now at 701-297-8800 or stop by their office. They have immediate openings for high-paying and awesome jobs. Call 701-297-8800. Camp Grassick is hiring camp counselors, recreation staff, craft instructors, and a lifeguard. Starting salary is $4,300 plus room and board. Applicants should be 16 or older. This is a great experience for people going into education, nursing, and therapies. This summer camp serves people of all ages and abilities. Applicants can apply online at elkscampgrassick.com. Rick Electric, voted best electrical contractor in the Red River Valley in 2022, is hiring journeyman electricians, apprentices, and service tech electricians for existing projects in the FM area. Go to rickelectric.com or info@rickelectric.com. Midland Garage Door is looking for motivated shipping associates and production associates, starting at $22 to $25 per hour. Various shifts are available. Apply today at midlandgaragedoor.com/careers. And there's your Employment Connection, brought to you by Express Employment Professionals.
It's Outback Days going on now at Muscatel's Subaru. While supplies last, Muscatel's has new Outback models available now. No waiting. All with Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive for safety and security 4 seasons of the year. Ask about Muscatel's complimentary accessory credit with new Outback purchase. Muscatel's Subaru, just off Exit 1 in Moorhead or online at muscatelsubaru.com. Subaru, built to last.
Of a line change, Swanson had just come off the bench.
Link back and a shot, and he scores to tie it up at 1. Just off the bench, Brett Link, a bouncing puck, and he gets his first goal of the Clark Cup playoffs. The pick to click clicks, and we're tied at 1. Checked away, neutralized by Link. Rossi gets it back. Here comes Youngstown again. Stick handling, Sorbonne, shot and scores, and the Phantoms win it in overtime. What kind of thrill of victory, agony of defeat there in just a couple of highlights. Thanks to Derek Hansen with those highlights as Brett Link tying it up nearly midway through the second period to even up at 1. And then Andon Sorbonne, the game winner, 6:59 into overtime and a 2-1 victory. Shots on goal, 3-2 in overtime favoring Youngstown. Total tonight 31 for Fargo, 30 saves for Jacob Fowler. As when you come into the postseason, your goals against average are in the postseason. It's now 7-1. Goals against average was 7-1. Or I should say, excuse me, goals against average was 1.61. That has gone down a little bit more.
Not bad.
Yeah, and it's going to be, it can be done. And the Force are certainly have been as good a road team as anybody in the USHL. But the way Youngstown's going, and with that wall in between the pipes, I think they know, and everybody knows the road they have ahead of them is going to be tough.
It's certainly not going to be an easy road, but the beauty is you still get to play hockey, and you've got a few days to you got to forget about the last 2 nights, obviously. Get back to practice. Maybe take the day off tomorrow. Come back on Monday and Tuesday. Fix some of the things that you find that you did this weekend. And it's do or die now. So you go to Youngstown next Friday night, and the only thing that you have to do is win a hockey game, and you know exactly what needs to happen. Crazier things have happened. Go win it. Youngstown came in here, won 2 games on the road. Who says Fargo can't go do the same thing next weekend and come back to Fargo for the clincher on the 23rd?
That should be the attitude. Serbone is 4th of the playoffs. Assist to Jake Rossi is 3rd of the postseason. And Chase Patilla, his 5th of the playoffs as well. That's the scoring on the winning goal.
This place cleared out pretty quick, but there are a number of people that I think they're just shell-shocked. They're still sitting in their seats staring at the ice like, what just happened here? What? No, it can't be done yet. But a great crowd tonight. They didn't have a whole lot to cheer about. If Fargo could have jumped on them early, maybe things are a little bit different. But Youngstown's a talented team. And as we talked about in the pregame, Youngstown might be about as hot of a team that the USHL has seen all season, and they're doing it at the right time right now.
24 saves for Matej Marinov tonight. Actually, let's double-check those numbers. Yep, 24 saves for Marinov, 30 saves for Fowler. As the goals tonight, Miles Gunty got the scoring started. Gunty from Catalano and Machu. 2:49 of the second period gave Youngstown a 1-0 lead. That goal from Brett Link, 9:27 into the second. Link from Jacob Stender. Even it up at 1. Serbone from Rossi and Patilla, the game winner. No penalties in the third or into overtime as well. And to finish up on the 3 stars of the night before we call it an evening. The third star was Serbone. Link was the second star. And the first star, Jacob Fowler, no surprise there, 30 saves and picking up his 7th win in net. Now 7-1 in the postseason. Save percentage coming into tonight, 94.5%. Goals against average, 1.61. And that number will go down ever so slightly.
Both of those statistics are going to improve after tonight, yes.
So game 3, the series will move to the Covelli Center in Youngstown, Ohio. Game 3, Friday night. 7:05 Eastern Time, 6:05 Central Time, as we'll have coverage locally on Jack FM, 101.9 Jack FM. Pregame will be around 5:50 or so with a 6:05 face-off. If Game 4 is needed, and Fargo would need to win Game 3 to force Game 4 next Saturday night, that would also be a 6:05 Central Time face-off. If there's a Game 5, it would be back here at Shields Arena, May 23rd, a Tuesday evening, with a 7:05 face-off, but some work to be done for the Force to try and make that happen. That'll do it tonight here from Shields Arena. For Pat London, Derek Hansen, and our sponsors, I'm Brad Anderson. Your final score in overtime, Youngstown makes the long trip to Fargo and 2 wins in their satchel. Final score, Youngstown 2, Fargo 1. They have a 2-0 lead here in this Clark Cup final from Shields Arena. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you guys next weekend. So long.
You've been listening.
Hi, it's Mark Means, host of By All Means, Tuesdays at 5, right here on Western Reserve Radio, WRDB, The Scourge.